And yes, I am eating a popsicle. Nate, what's up, man?
What's up, my guy?
Mm, Let me explain why I'm eating a popsicle. Because if I don't, I'm not gonna have a voice in about 30 minutes. Um,
Yeah, you sounded like Darth Vader yesterday.
Dude, the last couple of days, oh my god, yeah, I called my sister because I was so sick, and she's a doctor. I figured, maybe I can tell her like what I'm going through, and she could try to guide me. And she was like, "Whoa!" She she put me on speaker. She gathered the whole family. She's like, "Listen to him. Look at what he sounds like." Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but it's been rough. It sucks because I haven't seen you in a long ass time. I haven't
I
seen you in
know.
like 9 years.
Bailed on me for New
And
Year's.
dude, I bailed on you for New Year's. We are supposed to go out and just crush the city.
I know.
And yeah, yeah. Well,
That's all right, man. I'm used to being a Lone Ranger. So it happened.
Yeah. So I gotta eat these things to try to keep my throat cool.
But usually when I get sick, man, eating cold is not fun. Like,
Mm.
it usually kills
Well,
me.
well, it numbs my throat.
Really?
That's why I've been eating frozen raspberries.
You have a love for frozen raspberries. I think that's all I've
Not
seen you
really,
eat.
but I don't like any fruit. But the last few days, gosh, I mean, yeah, you got here on Wednesday,
Yep.
and we went out Wednesday night, and that was it. I've been in bed ever since Wednesday night.
Well, the freaking weather too, man. Like coming from Maryland, because obviously my road trip is from Maryland. I stopped in Nashville, in Oklahoma, now here, and then Florida's next. So just a weather transfer. I'm surprised I'm not sick. I woke up a little, think you gave me a little something, something, but hopefully it's just the change of weather or the pollen, the cedar here is crazy.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you're driving all over the country right now, and it's ridiculous.
Hey, man.
You drove from Maryland to Oklahoma,
Yep.
here to San Antonio, Texas, then you're going back to Oklahoma,
Yep.
then to Florida.
Yep.
That's so much driving.
It's gonna be like little more than 3,000 miles in like 2 months, something like that.
Jeez. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, so I'm taking my dog with me everywhere, man. I have she's got like 2 Tempur-Pedic beds. She's got her food she has to come with her, all that good stuff. So it's just a lot easier than trying to drag all that through an airplane, pay all the crazy fees because of all the extra
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So it's all a
yeah.
little different.
That's another one. That's another reason why I gotta have my own plane soon. I gotta get my own plane, dude.
Brad,
I
that's a
really
big one.
I don't like airports at all. At all. I can't stand airports.
Yeah, taking everything off your socks. I mean,
Well,
just
I don't do that because I have TSA pre-check, but even then, I just don't like airports. I become nauseated the minute I step foot in an airport, and I remain a little bit queasy until I leave. Isn't that weird? Before I even get on a plane,
is
just
it
as
just
soon
like
as
the
I
full
get to an airport.
experience?
Yeah, I don't like anything about airports, man. I don't like the customer service, or rather the lack of it, which only became worse with COVID. I mean, airports always had poor customer service,
I mean,
but it's even
essentially everybody has
worse.
bad customer service nowadays, right?
Oh, dude, no kidding, right?
Doesn't matter if you're trying to get a cup of tea, cup of
Mm,
coffee, or if you're trying to buy a house, man. Like anywhere in between, it's like
yeah.
everyone just hates what they do today.
Mhm. Well, I think a lot of businesses realize that they don't need to give good customer service, and you're still gonna use them.
Yeah, I mean,
Certain businesses.
I feel like Popeyes has was it Popeyes or Churches? The one that had the chicken sandwich that came out that broke the chicken world.
Oh, that was Popeyes, where people were getting murdered over it.
Oh, people were throwing down for some chicken. I'm like, Chick-fil-A's right here, my man.
Yeah.
Like spicy chicken sandwich number
Yeah.
2, add some American,
Yeah.
rock and rolling.
Yeah, people were literally getting stabbed at Popeyes for that chicken sandwich because, like, somebody cut in line and somebody stabbed him. I mean, that sandwich is literally to die for.
Apparently, I feel like if you go and apply to Popeyes, there's like a part of the section that wants to know your combat background because
Mm.
as an employee, you have to be able to scrap because you will eventually fight a customer because
Yeah,
you ran out of
probably.
chicken or something. It's every time I go there, I'm like, all right, got to bob and weave a little bit for some chicken.
I do like Popeyes. My issue with them, though, I've always said this, is that their stores are almost always pretty dirty.
Yeah, yeah. There's a
Like, you go to the cleanest Popeyes is dirtier than the dirtiest Chick-fil-A.
man. You could not clean a Chick-fil-A for like a week and it would still be cleaner
Yeah, it
sometimes.
would be.
But
Yeah.
but everybody still goes to Waffle House. I know
No,
some.
I've never been.
Oh man, they're
Well,
half.
we don't have those here, do we? There's not one in San Antonio. I know for sure that we didn't have those in El Paso. I haven't seen one in San Antonio. I've been here 6 months now.
Yeah, I don't know if
Damn,
you
I've been here
guys.
6 months. Woo.
I've been in Maryland for almost 8.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing in that shithole state.
You know, well, we'll do a little.
I'm glad you're about to leave.
Hey,
Whatever the reasons are, the reasons are whatever they are, but I'm just glad you're leaving.
I mean, yeah, I had a lot of family that was up there, so trying to stick around
Tell them to
family.
leave.
They did.
You
That's why.
know, yeah. Show them the path to correctness.
Oh man, there were majority of
Don't
them.
join them in the wrong.
No. Yeah, hopefully everybody comes out to Florida. My mom's gonna stay out in Oklahoma, which is good. She has like a nice little 5-acre spot. She's trying to be a little rancher. It's cute. She's got some cows, a couple
That's
horses.
cool. Yeah, I see your shirt over there.
Hey man, he could have won.
Tiger King 2020.
You know, he could have won. I think he could be doing a better job right now than what
he's
we
in
have.
prison, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in prison. Yeah, he's
Well, he ran for governor of Oklahoma.
he ran for president, he ran for governor, then he ran for mayor. This man did not have quit in his body.
Oh my God! Is
Yeah.
there anybody in the political picture that you would rather the Tiger King? You would rather see the Tiger King in office as opposed to them, as far as like people in the political picture currently. I don't think I would select anybody below.
You know what? Unfortunately, with
Tiger
the
King.
people we have nowadays, they're all they're all in a tie for me. Like,
yeah, but the Tiger King, I
man,
mean, like if you told me Carol Baskin of the Tiger King, it's like, ooh, okay, well the country's ruined, but let me try to. I guess I'd go with the Tiger King at that point, but
I mean, I don't think he could be any worse than what's happening right now, regardless of your.
He definitely could be worse.
I don't know.
Come on, man. He definitely.
Sometimes
it's pretty bad right now, but
I mean, but this is on both sides, man.
Imagine he shows up to war, like he goes to Iraq or something. And he's like he's got 30 tigers in front of the troops.
Listen here, man. If he has a crush on me, I know for sure if he's my battle buddy, like he's gonna make sure I get home safe. He's gonna be like, "You're not touching my boy." So I wouldn't mind, but
you're gonna have like 6-7 tigers protecting you.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Imagine that, bro. I mean, what's her face took over the world with some dragons? You could do some damage with some tigers.
You could do some damage with some tigers for sure.
What's his name? Didn't Tyson have a tiger?
Mike Tyson had a tiger. Yeah, he used to like hang out in his bed. No,
I mean
they were cuddle buddies.
Let's be honest. Like if I was a tiger, I'd be afraid of Tyson too.
No. No, tigers aren't afraid of any humans. No, dude, tigers one-on-one. I don't think anything in the jungle can beat them. I don't think there's anything that can beat them as far as land animals go.
Yeah,
of course you throw it in the water, that changes things. But as far as land animals, I don't think anything beats a tiger. Maybe an elephant.
I mean, but elephants even run from tigers, man.
I can only imagine like an elephant just going. I mean, when elephants get pissed off and when they have those episodes where they ease out testosterone or ooze out testosterone rather, and they just run straight through the woods. They knock down trees. Everything. They take down trees while they're running. I mean, elephants don't fuck around.
What is an elephant, like 3,000 pounds?
I don't know, but it's big. So I don't know if a tiger can kill an elephant, but I
mean, I think it can.
I don't know one-on-one if there's anything that beats tiger, even an elephant. I don't know. A hippo, maybe a hippo. No, cats are better fighters than hippos. Hippos are pretty dangerous though because they're huge.
Well, hippos kill.
And they're fast,
like way more than alligators, sharks, or anything. Like a hippo it'll grab you because it's quick on land.
As far as people,
yeah, it's quick on land, and then it'll just take you in the water and just destroy you in the water too.
They kill more people than all other animals combined. If people think that hippos are all cute and everything, it's like, man, have you seen a hippo? Oh, there was a video.
Have you seen a hippo baby though?
There's a video yeah, a lot of things as babies adorable. Are cute. I mean, you can go to the Tiger King's zoo and pet baby tigers and bears. That's different. A little baby cub, they're cute. There's a video I saw recently of a hippo where it opens its mouth all the way and they drop a whole watermelon in there.
Oh,
yeah. Just crushes the watermelon.
Yeah, and then they brush their teeth.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're gigantic and they weigh thousands of pounds and they run like 30 miles per hour. So they trample people all the time.
Yeah, have you seen like in the zoos, man?
Like
the freaking
run over by truck.
The giant metal steel pieces just to keep them in there is pretty impressive. All right, so 2022.
I ate so many of these fucking popsicles yesterday, I almost puked. I'm serious. By like the 6th one,
that's pretty much all you ate yesterday. Though.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Yeah, you got to get some nutrients.
I had a little bit of I had a couple of eggs and some potatoes, but yeah, I haven't eaten anything the last few days except pretty much
Raspberries.
raspberries with some nuts, and then yeah, a few eggs and popsicles.
Yeah.
But yeah, by like the sixth one, they were so disgusting that I stopped halfway through. It was
I mean,
yeah.
I told you, man, get some tea, get some cayenne, do some of those old Mexican
Oh,
remedies.
well, I did make a veggie soup yesterday with a ton of oregano and cayenne,
There you go.
and oh, it was just burning my throat
Mhm.
just because my throat's been on fire.
You never took a shot of whiskey, did you?
I did not take a shot of whiskey. I used to,
Dude, no, just like a capful,
I
man.
don't believe in it.
Just a little capful.
I used to do those, third world remedies. Like, that's what my grandma would tell you to do. "Oh, take some, arak and, you know, whatever." My grandma would always come up with something weird.
Yeah,
Go say 3 Hail Marys and
I have the put Vicks everywhere, grandma. I had
that too.
your underarms, your feet, your face, your back, your chest, the whole 9, and just
Yeah.
bury yourself in blankets.
Mhm. Well, that's what I've done. Dude, I've woken up just drenched in sweat the last couple days. It's awful. It's fucking terrible.
I've had a
But yeah,
couple.
man, 2020 well, the thing is this rarely happens. That's why it's kind of a bummer that it happened while you're here.
Yeah, and of all the
Like,
time you
of
wanna get
all
sick.
the fucking yeah, like, I literally I can like, the times that I've been really, really sick in my life, there was once 2 years ago, February 2020, so right before the pandemic, and I don't know if it was COVID or the flu or I never got checked, but
Mhm.
those were the worst 2 days of my life. This was
Yeah.
nothing. This has been longer, but just kind of like steady. Like those 2 days were horrible, February 2020. Like everything hurt, like my hair hurt, my scalp hurt.
It's
It
possible. They
just like
say
body aches like nothing I've ever had. I didn't have the strength to lift a glass of water.
damn.
It was bad.
Yeah.
2 days, and then I was pretty good after that. I was back to normal within a few days.
I mean, they say that they think it came in around November-ish
Well, I
of
believe it.
2019,
Yeah, I
so
believe it.
it's probably a good bit of people.
Like I'm sitting here right now, freezing and sweating at the same time. But yeah, man, 2022.
How are we gonna get
Um,
it started, my man?
well, we're getting started right here. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I think New Year's resolutions are for cunts. So I don't. If you need a day on a calendar to make you initiate a positive change in your life, odds are you're just an idiot. So if you have a New Year's resolution, you've already fucked up. Get rid of it and just work on being better every day.
Yeah, that's the best approach to those things. I know, like most people, and it's true. They always do the typical lose weight, hit the gym more, and I usually skip the gym the first month of the new year because every single person shows up to the gym. It's jam packed, and then right about
Bro,
the
you look like you've skipped the gym for the last
hey
19 months.
hey calm down. All right, you're getting older. You hit that 30, man. You gotta work on it. Yeah, I'm cutting a lot of weight back. Just being healthier.
No, I'm
So
fucking with you. You have lost a lot of weight.
yeah, but I shouldn't have ever gotten, like, heavy enough,
Well, true, true.
Like you, bro, you just stay fit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could I don't think I could live with myself if I ever woke up and looked in the mirror and didn't see my abs. It'd be like, dude, I think I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I can't. I just it's for me. It's a requirement.
I mean,
So
discipline is super important, and, one of that dude Bradley that we follow on Instagram and
I
stuff,
don't follow him. You follow him.
or I follow
I
him.
followed him for a bit, and then he got on my nerves.
I mean, I like his videos every
I
once in a
like
while.
me too. Me too. I like him. I'm not hating on the real Bradley. I like him, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's just a little bit. It's like, dude, hey, like chill. But I do. To be fair, every now and then I will go into his page, watch a couple videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he talked like the one that kind of got me motivated was he was right. He's like, how if you can't even commit to like going to the gym, which is one of the easiest things to do, you literally get in your car, you drive to a building, you walk in, push some heavy things around, and then leave.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough for you to commit to harder things like the stuff that can raise your income or new goals and stuff that you set. Because when those deep hard issues come in, it's like, bro, you can't even make your bed every day, let alone.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think there's a correlation, man. I don't believe in those kinds of correlations.
I mean, I think you
I
got to
don't. There's
be.
a whole lot of fat, successful people. Have you seen Oprah? I mean,
I mean,
Look at Donald Trump. Motherfucker eats McDonald's and drinks soda every day.
oh, he does eat a lot of that.
Yeah,
Doesn't he?
he's like 80 and he's still running shit.
Hey, man, Yeah, if you got a B in your bank account, I think you can look however the hell you want.
You could do whatever you want.
You can pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah.
What's up with this Maxwell case, bro? That shit got over
I don't know what
real
that
quick.
is.
The Jeffrey Epstein, the girlfriend who was like the go-getter, he's the one that picked up all the girls for him and did the whole thing.
Oh, I have no idea,
Yeah,
man.
they're
I don't know the details. I know about the Epstein thing, but I don't know the
he
details.
I mean, she essentially was the girl who would make friends with everybody, all the young girls, and then she would bring them in and give them gifts and stuff, and then traffic them
Oh, really?
after, yeah. I mean, it took him less than a month, dude. Less than a month. She got 60 years, I think, for human trafficking for the last 30,
Damn.
40 years.
See, how does somebody like that get 60 years? And like, there's that guy. I feel like so there's a 23-year-old truck driver in Colorado. The case is a few years old,
Mhm.
where he he lost his brakes and he ended up crashing, big accident on the highway, and he killed 4 people, I believe.
Yeah, he got 110, right?
He got sentenced to 110 years, man. I get it. 4 people died, but at the end of the day, it was a truck accident. His brakes failed. They're like, "Oh, well, he should have gone on the," everybody in the comments, "He should have gone on the runaway ramp." What's it called? Is it called the runaway
Yeah,
ramp?
yeah, yeah.
Whatever. I'm like, "Well, I get that. I don't know what the road conditions were. I don't know what was going on." But I part of me thinks like his adrenaline might have spiked so fucking high when he lost his
It's
brakes
possible.
that he had real severe tunnel vision and he couldn't even think about like, we're talking about a truck driver. We're not talking about a fighter pilot. You know what I mean? Like, even if they trained you to get your CDL and this is what you're supposed to do and all that, in a situation like that where you're driving at high speed on the highway and you lose your brakes, you're gonna freak the fuck out, especially when you're 23 years old.
I mean, that's a yeah,
So he
that's
gets 110 years, and then somebody that's like been proven to traffic little girls
mhm.
gets 60. I feel like there should be kind of almost like a menu, like, items with prices, where like there's crimes with the corresponding punishment. Like, murder is this many years, kidnapping is this many
I think
years.
that's how it is right now, my man.
I don't think that's how it is, dude. I
Yeah.
think because like 2 people could go to court for the same crime, and then one person will get like 8 months time served, and then the other one will get 15 years.
Well, it's 'cause like, murder is, like, like, if you do I don't know how, like, this is all just spectacle, but, like, if you murder somebody first degree, then it's between this many years to this many years. So, a minimum of this, maximum of that, and it's all based off of the judge's, like, discretion on how long he gives you, and I think they're supposed to take into account your previous situation. Like, if it's your first time,
Yeah, but
then
that's what I think is kind of bullshit. Because also, like, what is criminal history? Like, what if you had, you got like you had a thing on your record when you were like 20 years old for smoking a joint, and then now you're 32 and whatever, you got in trouble for something else, and they're, oh, well, look, he has a prior arrest on his record. It's like, yeah, I was 20 years old, I was smoking a joint. Get the fuck out of here. That's not.
yeah, I don't that I think it's based off of I mean, you would hope that it would be based off of, like, okay, this is your 3rd time you've gotten pulled over for DWI or your 3rd time shoplifting, and then that's when they kinda hit you with the maximum stuff, but, I mean, it is crazy how the judge it's, like, literally up to the judge on what he wants to do, if he wants to give you the bare minimum or just give you probation. I don't know if I'd do probation, though. If I ever got sent to prison or to jail or something, and they're like, "You got a year or 8 years in probation," I might just take the year. Because if you do 4 years of your probation, you could get pulled over by a cop, and that's an interaction with an officer, and that could void your probation. You can go right back to jail.
Really?
Yeah. Like, probation's how they get a lot of people, my man, is they'll be on probation, they do really, really well, they do 1 mess up in, like, 5 years, and they have an 8-year probation, boom, right back to jail. So you
Jeez.
not only have to go and do your time, that whatever it is, and then they'll bring you back out on probation again. And so it's just a way for them to keep you into everything, and it kinda sucks. That's
Hey,
how a lot of people get
speaking of things that suck, is there any job in the first world that's worse than working at Peter Piper Pizza? I
In
don't
El
think there
Paso?
is. Anywhere, man, anywhere. I don't think there is.
I don't man, I wouldn't wanna work at Chuck E. Cheese, bro.
Okay, I mean, I guess tomato, tomato in that case.
I don't know, man. Like, Peter Piper was like the upscale Chuck E. Cheese where, like, at least
I
the
don't know
pizza
about
was
that.
decent and the kids weren't as crazy. That's one of the factors that, like, Peter Piper Pizza had good pizza, the games and stuff were fun, and everything at Chuck E. Cheese is like a quarter, and then they have that conspiracy that they reuse, like, uneaten pizza at Chuck E. Cheese.
No, I don't think so. I think their food just sucks.
I don't know, man,
I had the hookup at Chuck E. Cheese in El Paso.
who wants to
I
hook up
could
at Chuck E. Cheese?
well, I mean,
Like, why would you even flaunt that?
I could go there for free. I'd get food. I'd get tokens. Like I took my younger brother and one time because I was like, all right, yeah, we get they're hooking us up with food and tokens. I'll take my brother. He was like, I mean, I was 20 at the time. She was like 10. Um, and yeah, I just never went back, man. Their food sucks. I mean,
It's terrible. I don't know
it's
how they're
not
still
good.
open because you got
It's really not
CC's.
good.
Everybody hates on CC's, but
CC's one of the locations in El Paso closed. CC's is pretty bad too, man.
I mean, it's better than Chuck E. Cheese,
Well,
man. Or not Chuck E. Cheese,
we were
yeah, Chuck E.
supposed to go smash the Peter Piper buffet yesterday,
Yeah, but you were sick.
but
I need to get Peter Piper farther because there's in the north. That's one of the biggest issues that I've noticed is their food is so different, or their food options are so different. Like in California, they have In and Out. Everyone's like a big In and Out
yeah,
person in
yeah,
California.
yeah.
Texas, in the south, you have Whataburger, and up north, you have, like, in Maryland where I'm at, everybody's about the blue crab. Gotta have blue crab. Gotta get
What is
seafood.
blue crab?
So they have special, like, in their
Like a
in
fast
the
food
bay
chain?
and stuff. No, no, like the crabs that they pull out of the ocean,
Oh,
they're actually blue, and so it's the Maryland blue crab.
they
It's
sound sick to me.
I
That's a
mean,
sick crab.
people get into it,
It's got
and
COVID.
nah, man, they love it up there. It's a whole culture thing to go out there, and it's like in Louisiana when you do crawfish, where they just
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
old basket of them, and they just go
Yeah, I
out
don't know
there.
about crawfish,
I've tried them. It's not bad. Seafood's just not my
but
thing.
they look like insects.
I mean, they're not pretty, you know.
And you're supposed to what, bite the head off and suck out the guts,
Some people do.
right?
Some people do. I think you literally crack it open, you eat the tail, and then all the juices and stuff have gone into the head, so you suck out the juice and the marinate and stuff. Not everybody does that though. It just depends if you want to be, ornery about it. Like some people eat the guts or I guess it's the poop of the crab when you cook them.
Ugh.
Like so they call it the mustard, and some people won't. So it just depends on.
Hey,
Yeah, it's each to
what
their
is
own. So
wrong with people?
I mean, I'm not just I do whatever.
I don't do crab or shrimp or crawfish. I don't eat any of that. I've never had lobster. No, I've had that lobster mac and cheese at Ruth's Chris one time. I'm like, can't you just give me mac and cheese? Why's it got to have lobster in it?
Yeah, Ruth, I was disappointed by Ruth Chris when I went.
They're just trying to fancy it up. Well, that's how they're going to charge you $20 for a side of mac and cheese. They're going to put some lobster in it.
You ever had or fake crab?
Imitation crab, they
Yeah,
call it. Yeah, well, no, I haven't, but I know people like, yeah, I've seen like sandwiches of imitation or some sushi. You go to like a cheap sushi
yeah,
place, they'll have imitation crab
that's
sushi.
pretty gross.
That's why for sushi, I only order salmon.
Okay.
That's it.
I just don't do seafood, man. I just don't like seafood.
I like seafood, but it's got to be good seafood.
It's just like for what I get, and I get hungry in like an hour, and what you have to pay for it is just not. I'm like,
Well, you get a big ass piece of fish, man. That's what you need. A big one. Grilled on some coal.
coal,
Yeah, charcoal.
charcoal. Oh, charcoal.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, you grill it, put some lemon on it. Growing up in Dubai, we had a lot of fresh seafood.
How was Dubai? Tell me about Dubai. I want to visit.
Well, I mean, I was like 13, 14 when I left. And that was kind of around the time where it started to boom. That was '05. So that's when it really started to move, that upward trajectory
Hmm.
started happening. I went back 2014 at the end of 2014, so like December 2014. So what's that? It's been like 7 years, 6 years,
Yeah.
7 years. Um and yeah, no, I don't. I mean, it's pretty amazing. There's some amazing things there for sure. I don't care for any of that. I just to me, like the buildings and the malls and all that don't really mean anything to me. I'll go there to see my friends. I go there to yeah. Well, I mean, I went there last time to go visit my friends and go to the restaurants that I used to go to as a kid and
Would
things
you
like
move
that.
back?
So hell no,
Why?
because I live in the U.S.
I know, but
There's no place that I'm gonna move to.
and
No.
you've traveled a bit, so you. See, I haven't. I've been to Colombia, I've been to Mexico, and then a couple of states in America. I haven't traveled very much, and it's hella hard right now with whole COVID thing. So that kind of sucks.
Bro, when people bitch about, if Trump gets elected, I'm leaving America. Where are you gonna go? That's what I tell him. Where are you gonna go? This was funny when I was in El Paso. I'm like, you gonna move back to Mexico?
I
Where
mean,
are you gonna go?
it
That's
was
what I tell. I had a friend of mine. He hates Trump. He's Iranian. If Trump gets elected, I'm leaving. I'm like, where are you gonna? You gonna go to Iran? Really? Really?
Did he leave?
No. Nobody left.
Yeah, nobody at all left. Everybody was The View was gonna leave. I mean, it's an interesting time in America right now, man. It's getting a little trippy. You know, some people talking about civil wars in certain places. Other people are talking about other things, and it's just
That's why you got to get life straws.
life straws.
Have you seen those life straws?
Mm-mm.
They're like these thick straws. So they sell them in packs of 4 on Amazon. It's $40 for 4 of them, and it's a straw with its own filter built in.
Oh yes.
They're pretty thick, and each straw is designed to filter no less than 1,500 liters of water.
Wow.
So you can just stick that in a lake or a pond or anywhere and just drink straight out of it, and it filters the water.
Mhm.
And so yeah, if shit hits the fan, if there's a civil war, you're gonna need those life straws. You're gonna need a pack of matches. You're gonna need some clean underwear.
I don't know, bro.
You're gonna need.
I might just free ball it, man. I ain't got time to worry about underwear.
Jesus, my throat's still scratchy. I can't even laugh. You're gonna need matches. You're gonna need water. And I would pack a bunch of beef jerky and peanut butter,
Yeah.
and then guns and ammo, and you can go hide out in the woods for a while.
Yeah, I mean, you better keep that bow and arrow you have too, because you know you can run out of ammo. You can.
Well, it's not just that, but if I'm hiding in the mountains and I want to hunt something to eat, I can hunt silently with a bow and
Exactly.
arrow, but a gun would reveal my
Mhm.
location. But so would a fire at night. So you'd have to wherever you decide to go hide out, it would have to be someplace with a warm climate. That way you don't have to start a fire at night. Because a fire at night will give away your location.
That's true. But
They'll
you're gonna
find
need
you.
fire. But there's ways of like covering it so that the smoke and stuff is.
I mean, during the day, the people will see the smoke too.
I've watched
They probably
Survivor.
see it more during the day. You can see the smoke.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at us giving terrible fucking survival,
No, don't listen
survival
to me.
advice.
I've never. I mean, I know how to shoot a gun and that kind of stuff, but yeah, don't look at me. There's 3 places I'm going if shit hits a fan, man.
Where's that?
Someplace in West Virginia or Florida, or I'm gonna come out here to Texas. I got a couple buddies out here that got some property and a bunch of ammo. Gotta love your
Yeah,
rednecks.
I'm thinking more like Arkansas, man. I'm thinking somewhere in the mountains of like I don't want a heavily populated state, but I want a state where there's a lot of water.
Hmm.
So lots of lakes and rivers and
Yeah.
ponds and that kind of thing, and a lot of animals, a lot of things that I can hunt. And like Arkansas, it's not a very heavily populated state, but man, everybody there knows how to shoot. Even
Mhm.
5-year-olds over there are shooting. So I've actually been thinking about getting some land out there. I'm starting to research it. There's an area called Hot Springs.
Okay.
Seems to be popular. Northern Arkansas. I heard in the summer there's a city, I forgot what it's called. Some guy told me it's known as the redneck Las Vegas.
Oh shit.
I'm like, that sounds fun as hell. I
I'm in
forgot
it.
what the city's called, though. I need to research it. And real estate in Arkansas is really cheap.
What's cheap?
Like, I mean, depending on the area, but you could find a few acres and 1,000 square foot house for like 100 grand.
Oh yeah, that's hella cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maryland townhouses are $500,000.
Oh yeah, no, fuck Maryland, dude. No
Yeah,
Maryland, no
DC.
Pennsylvania, no DC, none of that.
Yeah, it's
Well, DC is weird too because it's like it's part of the US, but it's not really part of the US.
that's federal land.
Yeah, so you can't even you can't have a gun. You probably can't
No.
even have a knife. I don't even know if you can have pepper spray. I don't think you
I
can have
think you
anything over there.
can, but I know if I remember correctly, if you
I don't think they let you have steak knives over there with jagged edge. It's like considered
butter knife it the whole time. I need
Yeah.
my meat to be soft.
Yeah.
No, if
You
you
might
get in,
attack a senator with a steak knife.
yeah, if you get in trouble in DC, it's automatically a federal offense,
Mm.
and that's what's scary about it. Everything's more expensive to see. You get one of those.
You know what I don't like? I don't like that it's called Washington, just like the state. Like one of them. Like, how come they couldn't come up with different name?
It's a good question.
Why are they both called Washington? That confuses the hell out of people. We tell people I'm going to Washington. Oh, you going to state or DC? Bitch, if I said
Well,
DC, that means I'm going to
I was gonna
DC.
say nobody calls
Don't ask me.
Washington DC DC or Washington. They call it DC.
They call it DC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. District of
Yeah.
Columbia.
I'm going dumb cunt.
Yeah, nobody
It
calls
could
that.
stand for all kinds of what does DC stand for? Dumb cunt?
Yeah, it's
It's
a
beautiful though.
it's the historic stuff in Maryland and in that area, man. I highly recommend everybody going out there and at least checking it out. Like, it's
Yeah.
cool to be able to go to the founding fathers, like, homes and stuff that are still there. They'll give you tours. You see how small their beds and stuff were. I don't know how they used to live back then, man. Like, tiny beds, tiny everything, but they have massive portraits of people, dance halls. I mean, they would have to, and then they always traveled by horse and stuff. So imagine that, dude. You get called to Congress, you're a congressman, you got to go vote on some shit, and you got to go take 2 weeks on a horseback to get there.
Yeah.
And then you stay out there and you hope that your house doesn't get robbed or taken over by somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. They didn't have Vivint home security back then. Um
Sponsored by.
nah. Well, I just finished this book called The Psychology of Money.
Okay.
And at the end of the book, it talks about how I don't remember the exact figures, but like since World War II, the average house in America has gone from 940 square feet to 1,800 square feet or something. Like everything is just a lot bigger now.
Yeah.
And now there are, I forget what percentage of houses have more bathrooms than occupants.
Yeah.
So like we've just and they link it in the ending of that book was pretty good. Like they talk about how everything changed because of the Fed and the credit limits and the percentages and the loans and you know the government loans and everything. People just started buying more and more and more, and the average debt per household used to be whatever $1,000, and then in like the span of 30 years it became $50,000
Yeah.
because everybody's just like buying bigger houses and bigger cars and more stuff because it's all credit cards and loans and
Yep. Yep.
they can afford it and it's all super cheap. Just like right now, man. Right now, money's super cheap.
It can be. Yeah.
You could borrow a ton of money, and the interest is very low. But the problem is like when you talk about borrowing money, the majority of people are talking about financing a house or a vehicle,
Hmm.
and that's not productive money borrowing.
Yeah.
That's just like you're borrowing money to live. But if you go to get a loan, like yeah, there's good rates on loans too. But if you go say, hey, I need like $500,000, I know because I've been trying to get a fucking $1 million line of credit for months. But like you you gotta have a business, you gotta have collateral, you gotta have something. It's almost like it's basically at a point where the only people that qualify for money are the people who don't need it.
Yeah.
They tell you, oh well, if you have $10 million, we'll give you $1 million loan. You're like, bitch, if I had $10 million, I wouldn't need $1 million loan.
Yeah. I don't need to borrow money from you.
So
What?
that's the thing that I like. We're both fans of Dan Pena, and he always, you know, he's been talking about for years now. He's been talking about money is the cheapest it's ever been.
Hmm.
Borrow money, borrow money. I'm like, but dude, what does that mean, borrow money? Because I've gone to so many banks, I've gone to credit unions, I've talked to private lenders. Like, hey, who wants to give me $1 million? I'm gonna put it to work.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody.
I mean, it's interesting how tough it is to just get started with a lot of that stuff, man. Even when you're turn 18, like they'll give you $200,000 worth of student loan debt, but try to just start your credit, and they're like, you don't
Yeah.
have credit. You need
Yeah.
to start credit. It's like, well, if I don't have credit, you won't give me credit. How do I start getting credit if I can't get credit?
Yeah, and there's some decent solutions for that particular issue, like the secured credit cards.
Yeah.
Like when I started out at 18, I believe it was 17, 18, maybe. I think you have to be 18 to get a credit card.
Yeah.
They started me out with a secured credit card, which had a $300 monthly limit.
Hmm.
And the idea is it's kind of like a probationary thing. So like at the end of a 12-month period, they look at if you made all your payments on time.
Hmm.
And then if you did, they say, okay, well now you get you know, we'll give you an actual credit card.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even then, I think like I went from a $300 limit to I don't know, like 900 or something. It was something small. Um, so I mean, they have a solution for that, and you know, at least that way kids can get started with a credit card. But it's amazing how many people like, you know, fuck up their credit just because they don't make their payments on time. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
insane. Like I've talked to people, you know, who tell me, oh, I can't qualify for an auto loan. I'm like, if you can't qualify for an auto loan, I mean, homeless people can qualify for auto loans. Like everybody can qualify for an auto
Yeah.
loan. Like that's amazing. Like how badly did you just never make a payment? Like did you just max out your credit card and not make a single payment for like 2 years? I mean, all you have to do is pay your minimum each month and your credit will be fine.
I mean, yeah, I think it just comes down to, like, people pay that minimum, and they don't see it going anywhere, and then they just say, "Ah, screw it." And
That's
then
so
they
dumb.
just move past the other stuff, and you do that enough times. I mean, same people who ruin, like, you go in a you're renting an apartment, you trash it, and then you leave early, and then you go to the next place before that place reports on your report, and then all of a
Oh
sudden,
god,
no one's
yeah.
letting you rent anything because 'cause it's terrible. What's that
Yeah.
soup over there? Some ice cream soup you got there?
Yeah, my popsicle melted in the plate over here, damn it. And
You
my
need quitting all those popsicles, my man.
I need another popsicle because my throat hurts. But no, yeah, for sure, man. I don't understand the like the American um like the difficulty that Americans have with just maintaining good credit. It's
It's just lack of
it's
financial knowledge, man.
lack of common sense, I feel like.
I mean, they say common isn't so common, you know? That's the hard
Yeah,
part. That's the biggest issue, I think, that if, like, politics aside is America definitely needs to everyone needs to take a moment and learn about finances because
sure.
everybody makes all their decisions, and that's how we continue to be where we're at, and everyone kinda struggles throughout their life going through that process. I wanna know how much more money the government can borrow before it really takes up.
I don't even understand what that means, the government borrowing money. Like what does that even mean? Like in when was it? I think 2008 when Obama came out and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna raise the debt ceiling
Mhm.
because there was supposed to be economic collapse. Jesus, employees were not gonna get paid anymore, right?"
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was during
when
the
they do the
'08.
government shutdown,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And Obama comes out and he's like, "Oh, we're just gonna raise the debt ceiling." I'm like, "Well, if you can just keep raising the debt ceiling, then why don't you just keep fucking raising it? We don't have to worry about this."
I mean, they have a
Like,
vote on it
is it
almost,
arbitrary? Is it I mean, like, is it even real? I don't understand when it becomes global. Like when they say, "Oh, the Earth is in $100 trillion of debt." To who?
right?
Yeah, like what does that mean? I
The
mean,
one I
it's country to country, but
the one I don't understand is, like, which always baffles me, just on a common sense state is we borrow tons of money, especially from, like, China, and then we subsidize them. So we borrow money to give them money back and go, "Here you go."
oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. Like, we are
I'm about to.
borrowing money and we are still handing like, don't get me wrong, I know that we help a lot of countries and that, like, we do a lot of good and that kinda stuff, but I'm like, "Why are we still giving money out if we can't pay our own bills right now?" Like,
Yeah,
we
well, I
are
think the helping other countries, I think we need to mind our own fucking business for a while until we get our country back on its feet. I've been saying that forever.
yeah.
The US needs to chill on foreign aid until we get our shit together. And then it's like, I mean, that's just how it works, right? Even on an individual level, you take care of yourself first, you stand on solid feet, and then you help out other people. But until you've taken care of yourself, until you're in a good position, you're not in a position to help anybody.
I mean, I think we're about to hit 30 trillion in borrowed money. That's what our national debt is,
That's a
and
lot.
I believe okay, first of all, a trillion, that's a T.
That's a
That's not a
lot.
B. Everyone likes the B word, but you start using the T word, trillion, my guy.
That's so much. Apple is worth 1.5 trillion.
Yeah,
That's Apple.
and we owe 30 of those
Jesus,
to
30
some to,
30
like
apples.
to somebody else, man. It's insane.
That's a
Because I
lot.
think
To
what
China?
um, I know they own a lot of it.
Yeah, we owe
Um,
them a shitload of money.
which is interesting because, like, what would happen if we just go, "Just kidding."
We ain't gonna pay it. Yeah, I don't think they would like that very much.
I mean, but, like, what
What
are you
would they
gonna do?
do?
We are their biggest export. Like, if America cut them off, basically half their economy just crumbles. So, like, what would they do? Now,
I don't know.
I'm not trying to start World War III or anything, but you know what I mean? It's like Putin got into office, and I was reading an article where he just basically said, like, "Shove it,
To who?
everybody."
Really?
Yeah, he was just like, "Go fuck yourself."
This was after the Cold War? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
when
yeah.
he got into office?
I don't
after
know
the
when
Cold
he
War?
got
I
into
have no
office,
idea.
but I know he stays in office because that man knows how to
And he
kill
just
people.
well, he knows how to instill fear.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we were talking about Russian special forces earlier.
Oh, yeah.
See, those motherfuckers are crazy.
I mean, yeah,
Like, if
yeah.
there's people I don't want to fight on the battlefield, it's the Russians. Because
I'm
I've seen the videos of them training where they actually shoot each other. Like, two guys will stand across from one another wearing bulletproof vests, and they actually shoot each other in the chest. And like they take turns. Like, I'll draw my gun, shoot you in the chest, then you draw your gun, shoot me, and we just go back and forth. That's how they train.
What are you training for? Not to move?
They're training to not freak out under gunfire,
Okay.
to steady their nerves in combat. And then here's the crazy one, man, because obviously they can't practice headshots. They put a target right next to the guy's face, and so you shoot chest, and then you shoot the
Oh,
target. Like,
hell
yeah,
no.
yeah, dude, it's nuts.
I mean, I know we got some crazy people over here. Like, I'm sure Jocko would be able to do something like that, but I mean, that's insane.
Jocko, he's the man.
Ah, there's some special breeds out there, man, that are like it's astonishing that the difference in human beings and what they're capable of. It truly is.
Yeah.
People like Jocko, Rogan, what's that other dude? The guy that says, "Who's gonna push the boat?" Or
What?
um
Goggins?
Goggins. Yes, Goggins. Yeah, he was sitting there doing a bench press and he's like, "Who's gonna carry the boat?" Because he wanted to like keep going and he was just pumping himself up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Goggins is pretty crazy to the point of self destruction. I think it's a lot of insecurity, actually, when I look at him. I'd love to talk to him about that. Like, I think he's got a lot of insecurity that he's just not over. I mean, I know he talked about like when he was a teenager and he was real weird and just trying to fit in, doing all kinds of weird shit. But everybody goes through a weird phase as a teenager where you're doing something, something that you look back at later on and you go, wow, that was ridiculous. But I was 16, what the fuck?
Can we talk about
But
how slow time goes when you're like a teenager in middle school and then you hit high school and then someone just pushes a fast forward button?
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I remember going through school and I was waiting for that summer
It never
and
came.
it just God, just waiting,
Yep.
waiting. And now I wake up and I'm like, it's Friday.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Wow. Yeah.
2021 is gone,
Like, it took me forever to become 21.
right?
But once I got out of college, all of a sudden I'm almost 30.
Yep. Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah, I snapped. Like I feel like I don't even know where the past 10 years went, man. It's been an absurd ride.
Well, I'll tell you where they went, in shithole Maryland,
Well,
paying
8.
paying
8
state
years.
taxes.
County taxes too, man. This is
Jesus.
how crazy Maryland is. I don't know how it is in other places, like in different states and stuff, but in Maryland, in certain counties, if you want to use a plastic bag, they charge you 5 cents a bag.
Oh yeah.
So you get groceries, 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. Because
But if you use a paper bag, they don't.
if you bring your own bags, you're good. But
Really?
if you forget, then they're like 5 cents. Now you can get away with it a little bit. Like if you do the self checkout, I used a bag. I have like 12. But when you go out to like the people who ring you like regular cashiers, they'll be like, "Do you need bags?" And they'll be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 30 cents. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Damn.
Yeah. And no one knows what they do with the money. It's just a tax they pay to the government. That's it. Just boop.
In California, they don't give you plastic straws anymore, right? Or like,
Paper.
or like you ask for, or like maybe they'll bring you one, but they'll give you a like a nasty look.
No, I think I think I don't
I guess
know.
that depends on what part of California. It's a
Yeah.
big state, but I had a friend of mine go to California, and she was like, "I couldn't get a plastic straw." And then finally, I told
Mhm.
the waitress, "Hey, this paper straw is falling apart.
Yep.
I'd like a plastic one." And then the waitress just looked at her like, "You bitch, you're killing all our turtles."
I mean, it is the I mean, I guess the question is like with the plastic straws to the paper straws, obviously like plastic straws are an issue. But how many paper straws are they using and how much is that gonna cause? Like I know paper
Well,
will eventually
you know,
biodegrade and stuff, but
but I don't think plastic is an issue, man. I don't think plastic is an issue in and of itself. I think human filth is the issue. I think throwing your plastic in the water is the issue.
yeah.
But if you're disposing of stuff properly and they're going to, dump sites and all that, then what the hell's the problem? Yeah, I mean, plastic doesn't biodegrade, or it takes like 500 years to biodegrade or something. I get it, but um, everything you ever used is somewhere.
Well, in America, it's just in
you know?
like in a big old pile over there that we just throw dirt on top
Dude,
of.
where is that pile though? I wanna know where that pile
They just have
is.
landfills, man. They just dig deep and just start dumping, and then after a while, they crush it down. They have those giant like boulder or like cat giant like cylinders in the front of them, and they just run it over and keep pressing it down, and eventually they just cover it with dirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how it
In,
works?
Chaparral, New Mexico, they had one like that, man. We'd be driving, heading to El Paso, and
Really?
you'd smell it. You knew when you were near because it was like, you would just start smelling all that, and then you would just see them just up on the mountain, and they would be just crushing stuff down, and you see the big old dump trucks, and they just dude.
I always think about that when I take out my trash. Like, where's all this trash going?
Mhm,
Because we don't think past like, okay, I put my trash out on the street, they come
mhm.
and pick it up, and that's it. You know, over here, they don't have the electrical arms for the trash. It's like two dudes jump out of the truck and grab your dumpster and dump it.
I'm gonna
I
say,
thought that was weird. I'm like, it's 2021.
yeah.
Like, how do y'all not have?
No, everything we have in Maryland's automated.
Yeah, no, they don't have that
They have the
here.
one guy just and they, like, beat the hell out of the trash can too. I don't know how these things last more than a month or 2 because they grab them and they squeeze them and they're like,
Yeah, plastic's resilient. Well,
yeah,
it's strong polymer.
yeah. But, I mean, it's I don't know, man, because like, I think was it Germany? There's a European country that has basically they've come up with the system to burn their trash and turn it into energy, and they're basically running out of trash because like, that actually powers
Oh, we can
their
give them some.
yeah, for real, like, "You wanna come get it?" But, you know what I mean? It's like
We can start selling our trash.
I mean, it's astonishing to me how we don't share more of those types of technologies to make things better in just countries in general, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, if you're burning through all your trash and the emissions and stuff is minimal and that kinda stuff, that'd be something you'd think that every country would pick up instead of the stuff that we have and the process that we do.
It says waste to energy plants burn municipal solid waste, often called garbage or trash, to produce steam in a boiler that is used to generate electricity.
Mhm.
Municipal solid waste is a mixture of energy rich materials such as paper, plastics, yard waste, and products made from wood. It is one of Sweden's
Sweden, there you go.
34 waste to energy power plants. Power plants, they have 34 of them. Sweden, I think Singapore is another one. I saw Singapore here somewhere. Where'd it go? I don't know. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Then you just burn the plastic, convert it into energy, and then who gives a shit?
Well, like
Use all the straws you want.
recently, my brother, they recently got a notice in the mail because he of the place that he lives at, and the trash people told him like, "Hey, you have to take your plastic bottles because and take them out of the plastic bag so that we can pick them up. We won't pick up your plastic bottles in a trash bag. They have to be outside of trash bag."
Well, I mean, are they looking through the trash? They're inspecting it before
Like
they
if you
pick it
put
up.
whatever's in the recycling blue bin, so in your house, I mean, you're just not carrying a bunch of free stuff. So you have to waste a trash bag, fill it up, and then take it out and flop
Oh
it into
yeah,
your thing.
yeah.
I'm like, isn't it all going to the same place?
You know, recycling is kind of annoying. I've gotten to a point where I pretty much only do cardboard and paper. If I have to think about it, I just throw it in the trash because it is annoying. And like my mom one time got a notice about improper recycling. My
Mhm.
sister one time got a notice about. I'm like, if y'all make it that complicated, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So if I have to think about it, I just don't do it.
Mhm.
Um, it does get a little bit common. So I pretty much do like bottles of water, um, cardboard and paper. That's about it. Mail, dude. We throw fucking hell. I posted the other day like if we're if we're gonna save the rainforest, we need to just stop with the fucking junk mail.
Dude, I have like no joke, no joke. An entire month. I was like, I'm gonna see how much junk mail I get.
Oh, it's
I
insane.
have almost a 2-inch stack
It's insane.
of
Yeah,
junk mail of things I never look at.
yeah, it's insane.
I mean, I'm like, what are we doing with all this? And it's not like you recycle it or take it back or do any of that kind of stuff. You know what I started doing to support the post office? I saw somebody do it. I thought it was hilarious.
Hmm.
Whenever I get those, like, you've been approved for blah, 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 I just I stick their junk, except for the actual application piece of the credit card, into the prepaid envelope and mail it to them so that the post office gets paid for that.
Hmm.
So, you know how they send you a prepaid like envelope so you can apply for the credit card.
Oh, really?
So then I just throw that away and shred it, and then like
Mm.
all the junk that comes with it, like the
You basically mail it empty?
no, but I mail it with all their garbage that was in it except for the actual application, so that when it
Oh.
actually hits the UPS, the post office, they charge them for the sending it, and then they get it in the mail, and they're like, "What is this?" I was like, "I didn't ask you for it. I'm sending you back. Recycle it."
Dude, check this out. Uh, about 2 years ago, I went to look for an attorney to do some kinda just I needed him to type out some kinda document for me, right? So I'll walk into this is like you just reminded me because speaking of, like, mailing labels, because
Yeah.
each one is like, what, 25 cents or 30 cents or something, like, for the stickers,
Yeah, well,
you
you're talking
know?
about, like, a stamp or
The stamps, yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's, in Maryland, it's,
Uh,
like, $12 for 20, so whatever that
well,
math is.
whatever it is.
Yeah, it's, like,
I think they're like 30 I wanna say 37 cents
something like that.
from what I've seen. Well, anyway, so I go to this office and I talk with the receptionist. I say, "Hey, I'm looking for an attorney that can do this kinda document for me. Is that something that you guys do here?" And then the attorney was there and he heard me talking to her and he goes, "Oh, come on in here. Let me know what you need." So I go in there and I talk to him and he goes, "Yeah, I can take care of this for you." I said, "All right, let me go. I got to go run it by there's another person involved in that whole thing." I said, "Let me go run it by them and we'll both come down here so we can sign."
Mhm.
All right, cool. Things ended up changing and plans changed and we didn't end up doing it. And so I just never went back. This guy somehow found my address. I think I'd given him my name or something when I met
Mhm.
with him, and he's been sending me a bill for $120 for 2 years. I get it like every couple weeks, I get a bill, and I've done the math, 37 cents per stamp, okay? In like another year, he's gonna start losing money.
Yeah.
I'm
But
like,
what's he trying to hit you with for?
"Bro, he's just being a thief." Because
Did you
I didn't ask for a consult, motherfucker.
Yep.
I went in to ask your receptionist if this is something that you can do.
Mhm.
You said, "Hey, come on in here." Like you invited me in to talk to me. That's on you. I didn't ask for a consult.
You know what you should do?
Oh.
You should call him and hire him against himself.
No, but then he'd know. Then he'd know that I'm actually getting the letters, and I don't know.
I
I just ignore them. I just throw them away. I think every time I see one, I'm like in my mind, I do the little math of like, okay, $120 minus another 37 cents. He's down to like $40 now. Like another year, he's gonna be in the negative. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm like, what are you billing me for?
Yeah, especially if you didn't touch much. I mean
I was looking to hire an accountant. Well, I still am because mine retired early this year. And oh my God, I've been putting it off for months. I really need to get that done soon.
just for, like,
And I
LLC or you're doing, like
for all my stuff, my job, stocks, the LLC, all of it. And I called around here, I did some search, some online search. I called one firm and um I said, "Yeah, I'm looking to hire an accountant. I want to come in and talk to somebody at your firm to see if we'll work together." And she goes, "Okay, that'll be $150 per hour. If you stay half an hour, it'll be 75 bucks." And I was like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah.
I'm like, "It's not." She's like, "Oh, she said it's $150 an hour for the consult." I'm like, "This is not a consult.
Mhm.
I'm not coming in for you to give me business advice
Yeah.
or tax advice. I'm coming in to tell you what I do. And for you, I'm essentially coming in to interview you. Like
Yeah.
I'm interviewing the accountant to see if I like them and I want
Mhm.
to hire them.
And I can trust him.
At which point we can talk about the finer details of everything
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
of
do.
course.
And then if you want to bill me for that time, yes, of course.
Sure.
That's what accountants get paid for. But I was like, no, you think I'm going to pay you to interview you? What if I come in, I talk to your accountant for 30 minutes, I feel like he's an idiot, and I don't want to work with him? I'm still going to pay you 75 bucks on top of that? No,
Yeah.
not doing
Hard
it.
pass.
uh But we got away from Peter Piper. We talked about it for a second.
Okay, you know.
I wanted to go. I don't know if they still have the stuffed crust pizza, but I wanted to go because this time of year they have it. I had one a couple of weeks ago. I was working down in where the hell was I? Corpus Christi, maybe in early December, and I needed to get dinner, and I went and got one. Pretty good, but it would have been fun to go smash a buffet. A lot of people don't know this, but you can go to the Peter Piper buffet Monday through Friday, 11 to 2,
Mhm.
and you can special order. You don't have to get what's on the buffet. You can ask for whatever you want. They'll make it for you. So I
Yep.
usually get a thin crust New York, that kind of.
Oh, that New
I like a
York.
thin crust New York
Yep.
or the stuffed crust. Jeez. Um, Because here's the thing. Here's why they do a buffet. Here's why a lot of places do buffets. Okay, they got to get rid of the old stuff. So Peter Piper, they make the dough every morning. Remember, there used to be a guy named Sam. He would come in every day at like 6 in the morning to
Yep.
start making dough,
Yep.
and he's gone by the time we open.
Mm-hmm.
So the dough that's left over from the previous day gets put out on the buffet.
Yep.
And then if it doesn't all get sold on the buffet, it gets thrown away.
Yeah, because
That's why they have the lunch buffets.
Yeah, they have the fresh. They make the dough fresh every day. Well, kind of.
No, they do.
No, I did that job too.
What do you mean?
So they do make the dough every like day or two. Every day they're making dough. But in that walk-in freezer where the kegs and stuff are,
Yeah.
the dough that's closest to the door is the oldest dough. So they'll pull that off, they'll stretch it, they'll do the actual pieces of like circles for the dough and stuff for them to use on the actual, like when people make orders or the buffet and that kind of stuff. But it's at least 2 days old.
You want to talk about kegs?
I mean, we can go there.
Yeah, tell us the story.
So let's so there's a couple of interesting stories. There are some interesting people that have gone to Peter Piper. So Ralph, which was a good friend of ours.
We probably shouldn't say names. Are you talking about Ralph the manager or Ralph the busser?
The busser.
Oh yeah.
No, cool. He was like hardest working kid I ever worked with.
I was harder working, but yeah, he was cool.
I mean, to each its own.
I was such a good busser, they never promoted me to the mid table.
Yeah, I
hated that because you had it easy because you were either cashier or oven, which were the best two jobs, or you were at the make tables. You were making pizzas.
I was never at the make. I was terrible.
Not much. Oh, okay. You were mostly oven and cashier.
Yeah,
but oven was always the first person to get cut when it would slow down. But I was a busser, and good God, man, I tried for a year and a half.
Yeah, man,
to move to the make table, and
I started flirting with the one manager we had, so she would promote me. I was like, "Hey, tell me how to do
who?"
I forget her name. Yvette.
What? We had a manager? No, we didn't have any girl managers.
Yeah, we did.
You're talking about the team leaders? We had Nicole and Lulu.
No. There was that one girl.
I don't remember. That was probably before me because you worked there before I started there.
Yeah, I think she did leave
before me.
So she was an interesting.
When I started there, we had the managers were Will, the general manager, and then James and Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph was awesome, dude.
Ralph was the man.
Ralph was legit. Yeah, he would always make us wings and stuff.
James is cool too.
But James was my guy.
Yeah,
James was my guy, man. Him and I had a bunch of fun. And Abe was there. Remember Abe?
James Rainey.
Yeah, man.
Peter Piper, West Side, El Paso, off Mesa Street. He's still there. I think he's the regional guy now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He's cool. I saw him like a year ago when I went there. Yeah,
I started the and if you live near Peter Piper and you want a free, I think it's coupon 112, if I remember correctly. It's 110 or 112, and they'll give you one of those little itty bitty minis for free. It was like a free coupon.
That's badass.
So like whenever people would come in or my homies would come in,
they might have changed the code since 9 years ago. Just saying.
That's true.
Actually, shit, the Peter Piper days, that's 15 years ago.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Cause I was 16 when I got that job.
Yeah.
And I'm 29 now. So like 13 years ish. So what were you saying?
Which story? Okay. So people are gross, right?
Yeah.
And like every job I've had when I worked in fast food or something like that, the women's restroom has always been 10 times worse.
Always.
Than the guys.
Always.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these
It's not like you ever cleaned them. I did.
Hey, I did clean a couple of them before you got there. Don't be mad at me. I worked my way up. No, but they so the guys, of course, they would pee on stuff, right? Like they have bad aim. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But somebody thought that it would be a good idea. They used the restroom, apparently played with it, and smeared it on the handle, on the back of the door handle. And not like a little bit, like they was caked on there. And Will was like, "Hey, Nate, I need somebody to go clean the bathroom." And I was like, "All right, what happened?" He goes, "Just go check it out." I was like, "Okay." I saw the poop. And I was like, "I quit." I was like, "I'm not cleaning that. That's not happening. You don't pay me enough for that." So Ralph went in there like a champion, bro. Just threw some gloves on real quick. He was like, "I got it." And he just get in there and I was like, I couldn't do it, man. Like just straight.
Did I tell you about the time me and Tennessee found a shit on the floor?
No.
I'm not kidding.
Where?
In the men's restroom with Peter Piper. So our buddy Tennessee, his name is Landon, but he's from Tennessee, so we used to call him Tennessee. He worked at Peter Piper with us for a bit as well as a busser. And yeah, man, we were, it was the end of it was the end of the night, so we're going in to clean the bathrooms, and I was like, "What?" I looked, I was like, I was like, "Nope." And then I think he's like got a thing and just swept it or something. It was like
Did you ever have to
it
climb?
was like this on the floor, just
That's lovely. Did you ever
yeah,
have to climb
like a
into the
baseball.
kids' jungle gym and clean
No,
up puke?
no, 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 we didn't do that.
Yeah,
No, no, no,
there's
no.
one time that
Yeah,
happened.
so the only thing that's worse than Busser at Peter Piper is probably the gaming room.
Really, I wanted to get transferred over there because I just wanted to chill.
No, no,
No,
no, no, no, no, no. No, can you imagine all the kids coming out? The machine took my token. Fuck.
that's a good
I'd
point.
end up killing one of them.
You know what I did do before I left, before the whole keg story, and we'll get to that one here in a second.
Huh.
So this, you know how it is, like people just they just inconsiderate nowadays. Their patience is stupid, and they come up like, "Let me get a large pizza," or "Let me get a pizza." I'm like, "Okay, small, medium, large, large, pepperoni, sausage, New Yorker." Like, can you? Oh, you sat in this line for 15 minutes and you still haven't looked to see what you want, and
Haven't
you want to
even
walk
thought
up.
about what kind of pizza you want, dumb
So one
motherfucker.
time, I was having a bad day. This lady goes, "Give me a large pizza." I said, "Okay, great." Onions. She got an onion pizza.
No way.
100%. She was like, "I didn't order this." I was like, "Technically, you ordered a large pizza. I gave you a large pizza.
That's awesome.
It was onions."
That's
And
great.
dude, Will was so mad because he had to throw it away. He goes, "I should make you pay for that." I was like, "I'll pay for it. I don't give a shit."
Fucking Will.
Yeah, he was interesting, man.
He was a dick.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I didn't want to say it.
Should we say his last name?
No, I don't even know his last name. I don't know James. I don't know anybody's last names,
Oh, I
man.
do. I remember everybody's last name.
I hardly remember who I
So
meet.
Ralph, the busser that you're talking about, his last name is Ramos.
Yes, that one
Well,
for
he
sure.
looks Filipino,
I
which
love how he just dipped
confuses
on
the hell out of
everybody.
me. Yeah, well, he just the day that he quit, he got accepted into the Air Force. The
Oh,
day
is that why he quit?
Yeah, the day that he decided he's done with Peter Piper, he just went and took out the trash and booked it out the back door. He just never came back. That was it.
Dude, Will looked at me. He goes, "Where's Ralph?" I was like, He's gone." He's like, "What do you mean he's
Yeah.
gone?" I was like, "He left."
Yeah, he booked it.
He's like, "Did he clock out?" I was like, "I don't know." I was
Yeah.
like, "But Ralph no longer works here." In case you
Yeah.
were wondering.
Yeah, I mean, I think Will, as far as, his store that he at the time he was managing that store, I think it was one of the best stores in the city.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
I mean, it was off of Mesa Street, man. It was in a good area. It was large. There was a bunch of restaurants near there. You also had I forget what that Red Road, I think, that went past it. So you had Mesa
Red
and Red Road.
Road? No, you're talking Shadow Mountain.
Was it Shadow Mountain?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Red Road. Yeah, Red Road was by Franklin.
Red Road and Wrestler is where that Whataburger is,
Yeah,
and
we got all the
that's where
fights.
all the ridiculous shit happened at that Whataburger after
Yeah.
about 2 AM.
Yep.
That's where everything happened, and then
That's what you went there and got
that's where
spicy with it.
at that red light is where the "bitch if you don't" story happened too,
Oh,
with your
yes.
dumbass and Ben.
Hey, look.
We're gonna talk about that in a second, but tell the keg story first with
Okay.
Peter Piper.
So last weekend, my last day there, we're little party boys, doing all that fun stuff, and I had a tap. And so the manager on staff, she was cool, and I told her, "Hey, look, it's my last day. Like, let's party." She was like, "I don't care," because it was her. I think she was gonna put her 2 weeks in, or she was moving too,
Oh
so she
god.
didn't care. So inside of Peter Piper, there's statute limitations on this.
I have no idea.
Hopefully, we don't get in trouble.
Oh,
Oh well. We just, we got in there, and a couple of us just tapped the keg and just, just made sure we filled it up, and the whole shift we were just
Yeah.
we were hanging out, drinking, doing little keg stands in the back, and doing that. And I invited, because I didn't have the tap on me, so I called some of my buddies. They brought it to me, and we gave them some free pizza, and we were just,
Oh, that's hilarious.
we were having a good time with it.
Yeah, we did some, I never really did anything ridiculous over there, but, I remember one time, um, somebody had ordered a pitcher of, Miller Lite, and
Mhm.
they poured Bud Light. So we had this pitcher, and they go, "Hey," they gave it to the other guy, and they say, "Hey, just go toss that." And he goes to the back and just chugs the whole pitcher.
Damn,
A whole pitcher of beer, bro. He just chugged the whole thing.
that's a lot of
It's
beer.
ridiculous. That's a lot of beer. Yeah. So, bitch if you don't. So we had this thing in high school, and it kind of continues today. Where, like, if you wanted somebody to do something,
I mean, it's got to be tempting. It
you
can't just be
tell
something
them, you
stupid.
tell them, "Hey, like, you got to chug that pitcher of beer."
Yeah.
You'd be like, "No, fuck you. I'm not going to do it." And I'd say, "Bitch if you don't." And then you would do it.
Yeah, you have to.
So it was me, you, I was driving. I was always driver because because I don't really drink. So I was always the designated driver.
Yes.
So you were hammered.
Don't drink and drive.
Ben was hammered.
I wasn't hammered. I might have been hammered.
That makes it even worse that you did that. If you did that sober, that's even worse.
What time was it? How late was it?
This is past 2 a.m. We were
Hey,
going to
man.
that Whataburger.
Hey.
We always go to that Whataburger after the party, the one on Red and Wrestler,
Yep.
because I was close to your house. It was either we'd go to your house because your mom worked at night. So if we needed a place for the after party, it was always your house,
Yeah, that was fun.
or we'd go to the Whataburger. So I'm driving and we get to that light. Well, as we're approaching the light, you're like, "Hey, I gotta pee." And I'm like, "Hey, man, just a few more minutes until we get to where we're
But I
going.
had to go.
Just chill." You're like, "Dude, I need to pee." So you're in the back seat. I'm
Yeah.
driving. Ben is sitting next to me, and I'm like, "Nate, it's a few minutes. Dude. Just wait." And you're like, you're like, if that light turns red, if that light turns red, I'm gonna open the door and pee out the car. I was like, fuck. I was like, no, you're not. I was like, please don't let the light turn. Sure enough, the light turns red. I stop. I was like, Nate, you're not gonna do it. And then Ben looks at you and he's like, bitch, if you don't. And then you open the car door and you pee right there on Wrestler and Red Road,
And my
right out the car door. And
to-
I'm sitting there thinking we're going to jail.
I'd indecent exposure at best. And it would have been on me. It wouldn't have been on you.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I would have gotten in trouble for, actually.
Yeah, you were following all of the rules and regulations of the road. You know, had your seatbelt on, 10 and 2.
Yeah.
You just had a drunk Mexican in the back pissing out your car.
That's true.
I mean, but that was just it.
Bitch,
Yeah.
you know, we did a lot of dumb shit because of bitch if you don't.
We did do a lot of things. I mean, it was just fun. What is that today? Like, what's a bitch if you don't of today's society?
Oh, they don't have that anymore because everybody's a bitch anyway.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's real true. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of, you know what I noticed that I didn't notice when I was younger, and I'm noticing it more now, is as I get older, like they have all these vines and stuff that they're doing, or not the vines, that's fucking old too. The TikToks and all these kids who are doing
Vines. What are vines?
You don't know what Vine is?
No.
So Vine came out. When was Vine? Vine was right before Instagram, and it was literally, I think, a max of 6 seconds. And that's how like the Jake Paul and all them got famous, and a lot of those other people, because you would just make a 6-second skit. That was what you did. And if it popped off, boom, all of a sudden you're famous. But the Instagram basically took that BS over and updated it because it was longer videos, and then people just got more and more famous from that. But like all the dancing and stuff that people do, and I was like, we didn't have that shit. I'm like, what's up with all these kids dancing all this other time? And then someone was like, you don't remember freaking Soldier Boy? You don't remember the two step, all those different songs that we used to jam out to, and all the dances that they did. And just keep. I was like, man, you know how many famous people we have right now if we had the technology we have today back when we were doing it, because we had all those like fights and stuff, and everybody was just, oh, whatever. It just happens on those old what's the cell phone that they used to carry? The Motorola flip phone that everybody loved, the Razor.
Oh yeah, I like that. I do that. I miss that phone. I want one.
Samsung makes them.
I like flip phones.
I liked slapping people with it.
Like flicking it in their face.
Yeah, you'd be like, "Pah,
oh
shut up."
really? I never did that.
You know how aggressive you know how awesome it felt when you could just be pissed off at somebody and you're like, I'm fucking done with this. Clack. And you slap the phone closed and you were just like,
Yeah.
hey.
It was even better when you could slam the thing.
Oh, the actual home phone.
Yeah,
And it makes a little bell noise
because you're holding it. Yeah, you could just slam down the thing. Aggressively hitting end call just doesn't have the same kind of effect.
Well, especially because you have to hit it like 2 or 3 times to make sure you got it. You're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, you don't want to stay on the call and think that you already hung up. But you knew with that flip phone, when you flipped it closed, it was conversation over.
Yeah, and you knew it too because it was
over.
Game over.
Did you see in China, they've installed these exercise bikes at the McDonald's? Have you seen that shit? So like people are sitting there eating McFlurries and Big Macs and they're biking at the same time.
I haven't seen that one. What I've seen is in probably Switzerland or one of those damn countries always doing something cool. Instead of paying for your food like Subway or something, if you do 10 lunges or you do X amount of things in front of this little camera, they'll give you your meal for free.
What?
Yeah. So it's like 30 squats, and you'll get a free drink or something. So you go there, you click the little button. And
I'm not gonna be at Chick-fil-A doing squats, bro.
I mean, but if you're a high schooler and you're kind of broke,
Oh, for sure.
you
Back
know what I
then,
mean?
yeah, I would have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd have been in there doing push-ups all day.
Yeah. And just
Yeah.
getting free food and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Back then, yeah. Damn. I mean, I don't think 30 squats is enough though to burn all the calories of that triple cheese and bacon, whatever the fuck from Wendy's.
Yeah, but that's probably the most workout most people have done in quite some time.
30 squats, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's probably like more exercise than they'll ever get. It's just when they go to get the sandwich. Oh my god.
So where'd you work at after Peter Piper? Because I started at Applebee's.
Oh, I was yeah, I bounced the Total Burger because I turned 18 and I could serve alcohol.
Oh yeah.
So I got yeah, as soon as I could do that, I became a waiter so I could make some money.
Did you actually make some decent money or no?
Oh yeah, yeah, Total Burger. Yeah, there used to be a location on Mesa and Cincinnati.
Mm.
So that was hot back then. Um yeah, that was good, man. Like on average in a shift, I made at least $100 in tips.
That's not bad.
At a burger joint. It's pretty bad. Total Burger is still the bomb, man. It got they had 3 locations back then and then it went down to 1 because the owner was an idiot. And then they sold it to different owners and now there's like 6 of them. They're all over now.
You just got back from El Paso, right?
Yeah, I was there last week. Yeah.
How what's your favorite thing about it that's changed? Because everybody that's been back in there, like, dude, it's a totally different city.
What? How?
It's totally different. Like the
Different?
highways,
What's different? They
highways.
added a lane on I-10. They opened a new water park. What else is different? I don't know.
Did they get rid of Wet and Wild?
I wish they would.
I mean, it seems like it's
Man, I'm struggling to talk. My throat is killing me. No, I don't think they closed Wet and Wild, did they?
I don't know. I've been back in 11
I mean,
years.
who the hell would miss it if they did? It's filthy.
I mean, it's better. It's not any different than what's that place? Elephant Butte. And some of the lakes and cities like the Lazy River and stuff that's out there, bro. Oof.
I never went there, but I did just go to the hot springs in Truth or Consequences. When I go to El Paso, that's my thing. I go to the hot springs. It's like an hour and a half away, hour 45.
That's as far as like Las
Go to
Cruces
the
too,
hot
right?
spring. No, dude, Las Cruces is right there, man.
45, right?
Not even from where I lived. So I lived in the Upper Valley.
Mhm.
I would get to Cruces in like 30 minutes. It would take me longer to get to Joe Battle. The east
Is
side of town.
is Lee Trevino stuff still considered way out there? Have they
Nope.
built past it?
Way past it.
No way.
Way past it. So I mean, when people say El Paso's changed, I think they mean that it's expanded, but it still feels exactly the same.
Everyone just partying and
It's just bigger. Which really it to me it takes away the only positive thing about El Paso is that it used to be small and you got everywhere quickly and there was no traffic and that was like pretty much the biggest positive about living there.
I never left the West Side. No,
That's why. Oh yeah, no, you have to leave the West Side now to go anywhere
oh really?
for sure. And so when that changed, I was like, well, what am I still doing here?
Mhm.
I don't even have the advantage. I don't even have the small city advantage anymore. Let me just
Well, you
bounce.
and I talked for like what 4 years to get you to move out here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, man, the time was never right. Like, yeah, you were trying to get me to move out here when you were living here. Um, but that's the thing about um there's this idea of, especially in El Paso, there's this idea of like you have to leave El Paso to make something of yourself, right? Like that's the idea that everybody promotes. Like you have to leave, you have to leave. Everybody just can't wait to leave. Kids graduate high school and they want to go somewhere else. And I get that in some ways.
That's what I did. August 2010.
I mean, I get that, right? And in some ways there's truth to that. But also, if you're trying to set yourself up with a good financial foundation and you're starting from scratch like I am, like I was, being in El Paso helps you do that
Sure.
because the cost of living is low. I mean, I was still living at home. I stayed living at home until I had enough money to buy a house because I wasn't going to move out and pay rent for no damn reason.
Yeah, that was smart.
And so, and then in the last, I don't know, 5 years, the opportunities that I've had to leave El Paso just did not make sense financially. Like, how am I going to move to Atlanta and make the same amount of money? How am I
Mhm.
going to move to Vegas and make $10,000 less? How am I going to move to Dallas and make, about the same or a little bit less, or maybe even a little bit more, but not enough
To cover your cost of
more
living.
to offset the cost of living. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that just never made sense. And so I had to wait for the numbers to actually make sense on paper. And then I go, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Let's go.
for sure.
And so finally that happened, but it took a while. It wasn't easy. I would have liked to have left a while ago. But
Especially because when
it
you
took a while,
left
man. It's not easy.
but when you left the housing market was crazy, huh? So you had to FaceTime people to try to buy this house and stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was trying to find a house here, yeah, that was tough. Um, I mean, I had to offer a lot above asking to get this house, but that's just how it is. But I also sold my house in El Paso in like 5 hours.
Damn.
I mean, same day basically.
Yeah.
Um, it sold same day. Um, so yeah, I think people can sometimes get a little bit too caught up in the idea of like, oh, I need to move to a bigger city to make something of myself. And in actuality, they end up setting themselves backwards or they put themselves in a hole that is really, really difficult to climb out of.
Mhm.
And I have friends like that who moved to California, Miami, what like really expensive places. And to this day, I mean, they can barely save any money. And if you don't have money, you can't do shit. You
Yeah.
need capital. And they say, oh, well, there's all kinds of wealthy people over there and you can make connections. Guess what? Wealthy people don't want to make connections with your broke ass. You got to bring something to the table for those wealthy people to sit down and want to talk to you.
Mhm.
So I just never believed that was gonna, that was that like moving just to fucking move was gonna all somehow miraculously improve my life or give me a better opportunity. Maybe it would have somehow. I don't know how. Maybe I don't know, but I just couldn't see how. I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I know you told me for a while. You're like, hey, my mom's in San Antonio. You can go stay with her for a couple of months until you
Mhm.
figure out you find a job, whatever. Um, but again, it's like, okay, yeah, let me pack my stuff up and move and go to a place where I don't know anybody. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know what my income's going to be. It's like I don't know anything.
Yeah, a lot of
It
uncertainty.
just never made sense. And uncertainty is fine in some ways. Um, but certain things just have to make sense, and it never made sense. So yeah, it took me a while to leave El Paso, but I made it out and
Finally.
I'm never going back.
Dude, it's once my mom left and so many of the people that I normally talk to, we just fell out of touch. It's how life happens and stuff. I just there's no my grandpa's out there and I miss him and I'd love to go out there, but it's so tough to contemplate wasting a trip just to go out there for almost
It
like what's
is.
the point?
It is.
You know, if I'm driving through, maybe I'll stop in for a night or two, but I don't really know anybody out there. It's just like even Texas, there's a handful of people that are still living here that I come out and visit, but to move back here is a tough decision to kind of figure out if I want to do Florida or Texas because it's kind of starting all over with kind of knowing very few. And you're talking about leaving already, so it's like, damn.
Leaving where? Here?
Yeah, don't you want to go to Arkansas?
I don't know if I'm gonna move to Arkansas. They have a state income tax. I won't live anywhere with a state income tax, but, I wanna get some kind of land over there and maybe a vacation cabin,
That'd be nice.
a little bug out spot if need be.
What is Arkansas known for?
Ticks. They have a lot of ticks. Lyme disease. Um, no, Arkansas is a gorgeous state, man. I've actually never been, but I've looked up pictures and videos and like touristy videos and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It's gorgeous, man. And people who have been there, they tell you like that's the prettiest state that nobody talks about for whatever reason.
interesting.
It's a gorgeous state.
I think I'm driving through it on my way to Florida, so I'll have to stop. Maybe I'll stay a night in Arkansas and check some
I
places
don't
out
see why you would go through Arkansas on the way to Florida from here.
because it's taking me
I think
through.
you'd go through Louisiana
Oh, you might be right. Yeah, because
because
it's
Arkansas is right above Louisiana.
yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It's gonna take me through Dallas, and then it shoots me across the top of Louisiana, and then
Yeah,
I cut down.
yeah. I mean, maybe you'll go through like the bottom edge of it
Nah, nothing. No,
for a
you.
bit. I don't know, but no, as far as like moving from here, I just it's too dense for me. This is too dense. So I don't
Mhm,
see myself living here forever. Now, yeah, I didn't see myself living in El Paso for a long time, but I was there for 15 years.
mhm.
So maybe I'll be here for 2 years. Maybe I'll be here for 15 years. I don't fucking know. But I don't want to be stationary. That's not my thing. Like I don't see a reason to be stationary. Why would I?
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool to every few years go live somewhere else. For as long as I don't have a family, it's like why not?
yeah. That's why. I mean, that's why I'm doing this trip. I'm just cruising out, hanging out, having a good time, and because I could have flown to a couple different places, but I mean, why not take the road? Like that's why I stopped in Nashville, had a good time in Nashville for a night, and then just cruise on through and just hit a couple spots. And
So Nashville, now we're talking. So not Nashville, but Tennessee. That very realistically could be my next stop.
Knoxville's nice.
Knoxville or Chattanooga is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Knoxville when I went and visited. It's a little small town. It
that's
feels kind of like a
I
small
like
town,
small town.
but it's, relatively large. It's got good economy, all those different types of things. And Nashville's but like I think an hour and a half from Knoxville.
Yeah.
And it's not too far from Virginia, things to do in Virginia and West Virginia, Maryland. Like Tennessee's not that far. And so it's actually really good. So I thought about moving to Tennessee for a
Well,
little while.
what's in Virginia besides incorrigible leftists?
You know what they have is
I've been
crazy
to
is they
Virginia.
they have
It's a pretty state.
it's very pretty, but it's one of the original 13, so they have a lot of historical things you can go and
The
visit.
original 13.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah. That's what you go up there and it's weird. This house is out there like 600 years
how did
old.
we go from 13 to 50 just like that?
Well, let me take you back to time here. Something called the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing how
Gadsden
big the US
Purchase.
is.
We just bullied Mexico into giving us half their country.
I mean, what don't
essentially.
we bully, bro?
We bully everybody.
Like we literally look at people and go, "Bring it on."
Yeah.
It's like, you want some?
Or like you either give us half your country or we're just going to take it. But here, we'll give you like $2 million for California and
Yeah.
Texas. And
Yeah, we'll just shoot you, go down there and go through. Our history is insane, man. Like people, what America's accomplished in such a short amount of time is absurd.
it's pretty crazy.
It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, our military alone is absurd. Like,
Yeah, we've got a pretty crazy military. I heard this Navy SEAL, talk about the darkest place on earth is at the bottom of an aircraft carrier.
oh shit, okay.
He said, like underneath an aircraft carrier, like in the water. That's where what's
Okay.
his name died? The Navy SEAL doing a dive underneath an aircraft carrier. I mean, he said it's amazing that those things actually exist and move around on water. It's a floating, moving city.
Oh yeah,
It holds 6,000 people.
Yep. Once they're in the water, they're in
crazy, man.
there. Yeah. Hey, the what is that? It's an aircraft carrier, but one of the destroyers, I think, is what they call them. They literally they move like a squad. They have I would say somewhere between 6 to 10,000 people with them. But a destroyer has like two other major giant like battleships with it, 3 submarines, and a couple other boats, and they always travel together.
It's just amazing to me that like we've spent the entirety of the human race trying to come up with different ways to kill each other.
Yeah.
And like I try to like, okay, like I want to shoot, like, okay, we can kill somebody with rocks. And okay, well, I want to make it easier. So I want something sharp that can just go into somebody's neck and kill them. And so we come up with a knife. Well, I want a little bit of longer knife because I don't want to get that close. So then we come up with swords. And then, well, I want to be able to throw that sword at you. So then I come up with a spear. Right. And then, I want to shoot it even further. So then we design bows and arrows and then bullets and then missiles. And then it's like, well, I want to shoot this missile, from above the clouds so you can't see me. So then we come up with like,
Yep.
and then, I want to shoot missiles underwater. So we come up with submarines. It's just like, oh my God, we just keep coming up with ways
All
to
right.
fire stuff at each other.
So conspiracy
in the
theory
water
time.
and in the air. And all right, conspiracy theory time.
How much of that do you think is aliens?
What?
Like our technology enhancement?
None.
You don't think so?
No. What do you see that's alien?
I don't know, man. Like
That's all like there's
I'm not saying I'm not saying that I believe in aliens 100%, but it's hard for me to believe that this little rock that we're on that's spinning at 800 miles an hour, 700 miles an
600.
hour. I don't know. Going really fast, going around the thing,
Yeah.
heading in a general direction, and
Yeah.
there's galaxies. I mean, there you go. There's like nothing over here. We're the only ones that are,
Well, space is really big.
Exactly.
Really, really, really big
Ginormous.
and very empty. The majority of it is empty.
Mm-hmm.
And so in our galaxy, well, I don't know. I mean, in our solar system, yeah. I mean,
In our solar system, sure.
Yeah, we've mapped out our solar system, but our galaxy, no, we have no idea. There are, I think they discovered how many Earth-like planets in our solar system, like 200 million or something. I mean, in our galaxy,
possibly
something crazy like that. But for a planet to host life as we know it, you need more than just an atmosphere and running water. You need a Goldilocks zone.
True.
And to get that,
but that's
a pretty rare thing.
But here's the question. That's of our understanding of how we survive.
Life as we
right?
know it, yeah.
So there's not to say that
There could be other forms of life.
there's other forms of life, but also different atmospheres, different pieces, different Goldilocks planets that can
Sure.
survive other types of living. I just it's really hard for me to believe in a giant galaxy the way we have that we're the only ones that are here.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. Yeah, I agree with that. But that's not to say that like Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb,
Oh no, no, for sure. I'm just talking about like,
or what's her name didn't write the binary code.
oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
I'm talking more along the lines of,
the binary code or the computer code. I was
I
confused.
mean,
There's a lady who invented the first, and then there's a guy who she
well, the binary
invented the
codes are
first.
zeros and ones.
Huh?
Binary codes are zeros and ones.
Yeah, but one was invented by. Hmm, whoa, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz invented the binary code.
Okay.
There it is. Ada Lovelace invented the computer code. The first computer programming language was created in 1883 when a woman named Ada, I think it's Ada Lovelace, worked with Charles Babbage on his very early mechanical computer, the analytical engine.
Well, I have
Yeah,
a.
no, I think it's reasonable to assume that there's something else out there in the galaxy. I think that's
I think
reasonable.
like I think some of our technology may have been
It doesn't
prov-
say so in the Bible, but it's reasonable.
I mean, the Bible talks about how your walk on this earth is to be with God. It doesn't say anything else outside of that. It doesn't say that it's not. It doesn't say that there isn't stuff out there,
Yeah,
right? It talks about your path with God on this world. It doesn't talk about the other planet or whatever the case may be.
yeah.
Because realistically, like if you look at it from the point of view of like lab mice, we're gods to them because we hit them with cancer, we like amputate them, we
Oh
do all
yeah,
these
we fuck
things.
them up. Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they just look at us and but that's kind of like our understanding of what God is. Like we try to think of it in our own comprehension of what we consider life. Like humans think humans are the most important things in the world, right? Where like dogs think that everything's important because they just love everybody. Cats are just assholes and think that they're more important than everything. But as you move up, like it's hard for us to comprehend something that like made us and is just playing with us. I mean, but we do that to mice.
yeah,
So
we do.
from that point of view, it's like, well, why does bad stuff happen?
Sure,
You know?
sure. It would be a life form that's whose intelligence is so much higher than ours that we can't even recognize its existence.
Hmm.
Just like mice have no idea that we're doing this shit to them. It happens to them.
Yep.
Same thing. Yeah, we could be part of an experiment, and we're too dumb to tell that the aliens are here.
Yep.
We can't even recognize it. It's possible.
Because
It's possible. It's
what
frightening.
blows my mind is how we still can't replicate things that
Because why won't they just give me a few $1,000,000, fuckers?
I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the investments and stuff. It's because we can't even replicate the pyramids or anything right now.
Sure we
With like
can.
not
We
with
we
our
just sure we can.
in the
We
time
just
frame that they
No,
took.
sure we can build the pyramids. We're just not concerning ourselves with it. We're too busy
No,
building
we can't.
Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Hey, that's beautiful.
We're too busy building 100-story towers to concern ourselves with building a pyramid.
Building electric cars.
Yeah, yeah, we're sending an electric car to space. So, you don't think Elon Musk could build a pyramid by summer if he
I'm not
wanted
saying that
to?
he can't build a pyramid, but what I'm saying is that we still don't know how they built the pyramids with the
Sure we do.
supposed. No,
Sure we do.
they say it would take hundreds of thousands of years for them to build those pyramids with the precision that they have. I mean, we haven't been able to explain that.
I saw a documentary that explained all the tools that they used, everything. I don't know about moving the big ass rocks.
That's what I'm saying. They speculate on how it was done.
Golly, I'm in pain. Well, we know that they drank a lot of beer when they were building the pyramids.
I think it was more wine.
No beer. Beer. They got paid with beer. It's estimated that the Great Pyramid of Giza costed somewhere around, I think, 250 million barrels of beer to complete.
It's a lot of beer.
It's a ton of beer,
That's
yeah.
a
Yeah, but
ton.
back then beer wasn't high in alcohol percentages, like 2%, 1.5%, something like that. So that was essentially their water because
Mm,
that's because they could drink it and not get sick.
mhm.
That's the want for beer is what led to modern civilization in Mesopotamia 12,000 years ago.
Damn, look at you, Mr. Historian.
Yeah, when they discovered that barley left out under the rain would ferment,
Mm.
um, that created a want for more beer, and so people settled down and started and basically invented farming so they can grow more barley so they can have it always. And so that led to the development of the plow, the wheel, geometry, accounting. That's basically the start of the modern world.
Yeah,
Is it all hinges on beer, on the want for more beer.
that's insane. I've
And so
never
the
heard it from
Egyptians
that
drank a
perspective.
shitload of beer. Yeah, makes sense. It also has to do with how pasteurization came about because what's his name, Louis Pasteur, whenever the fuck he lived, was wondering why beer would mold.
Yeah.
And he started looking into it and he said, "Oh, look, there's bacteria in here and blah blah blah." And so he invented pasteurization
Oh shit.
and hand washing. That because that all started like people would die just because they wouldn't wash their hands. People would die from silly shit up until like I don't know when did Louis Pasteur live? Whenever
Who
he
knows?
invented pasteurization.
Well, here's a fun thought process here. When the pandemic first started, everybody went out and bought
1822 to 1895.
nice. Everybody went out and bought hand sanitizer,
Idiots.
right? But we were sold out of hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Still don't understand why we were out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like you do not need that much toilet paper.
No, you don't.
But there's still plenty of soap on the shelves.
Yeah.
Why did you buy hand sanitizer and not soap?
Yeah. I prefer soap. I don't use hand sanitizer.
Well, if you use enough of it, it can like it negatively affects you.
I just don't use it, period. Like when I walk into places, there's almost nowhere now that's requiring you to use hand sanitizer upon entry. But when I would walk into places, this is like from the beginning of the pandemic until now, and they say, "Oh, get some hand sanitizer." I'd be like, "Nah. If you want me to wash my hands, show me where the restroom's at. I'll go wash my hands. That's
Yeah.
fine." But I'm not. I hate hands. I hate smearing that shit on my hands, whatever it
Yeah.
is, and then it just stays there on my skin, and I feel like whatever bacteria and everything else was on my skin that this thing supposedly maybe killed.
Yeah.
Now it's just like smeared and it's just sitting there on my hands. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like, I want to
dries
go
your
wash
hands
my
out
hand.
too.
Yeah, well, I'll go wash my hands. That's fine. That's what
Mhm.
soap and water is for. But I'm not doing the hand sanitizer. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Hey, so check this out. Let me know what you think.
Terrible.
Man comes home and notices the toilet seat up in the bathroom in the hallway bathroom. And he says, "Hey, honey, why's the toilet seat up?" And she goes, "Oh, the FedEx guy needed to use the bathroom, so I let him in." Now she's wearing a shirt, no bra, and shorts.
Mhm.
What do you think went down?
That's a good one. Does she dress like that normally?
I don't know.
I need more info. Because, like, number one, I also need to know what this FedEx guy looks like. Because
yeah, he's handsome. He's got some muscles. He's moving boxes all day. He's pretty jacked. He's athletic.
okay, so
Picking up boxes all day.
So we're giving the benefit of the doubt. It's good looking dude.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend or wife usually doesn't walk around in that outfit. Or does she?
I mean, even if she does, let's say she does, but she let the FedEx guy in to use the bathroom. She's got on a shirt, no bra. You know what I'm saying? That's a little suspect.
Do I have a?
Do you divorce her?
That's a tough one, man. If somehow I figure out that something went down, yeah, you're out the door. Like no, without fail, not even blinking.
Just based on the evidence at hand.
If gut feeling is like some shit went down, 100%. You gotta trust your gut, man.
The only thing is, like, I feel like she would have put the seat down if she was worried about a cover up.
Or what if
maybe she got pounded so good she wasn't thinking straight.
What if they did the deed and then he went and took a piss afterwards?
Yeah,
and she didn't know.
She didn't have time. She
You
had
know
to
what I mean?
had to go run, take a shower before you got home.
Yeah, exactly. Don't use soap.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tricky one.
That's a tough one, man. I mean, if gut feeling, I'm like something went down.
Yeah, just don't let somebody into your house like that when your husband or wife is not home. Like that's what got Keanu Reeves in trouble in the movie Knock Knock.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why he doesn't like touch anybody whenever?
No, not in real life.
Oh.
No, in the movie. I don't know whatever his character was in that movie.
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch Knock Knock.
Knock Knock?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it's fantastic. No, I don't think he's ever had I don't think there's ever been like, any news about Keanu Reeves
No, no, because
being inappropriate.
if you see him
He
take
does the no
pictures.
touch
Yeah,
hugs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's just like this.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't
sticks his
touch
hand
anybody.
behind it.
Yeah, I wonder what that is. I saw a video about that one time. I don't know.
I mean, he's just smart, dude. He's a smart kid, like, as far as just being like, it's so easy for them to get just screwed.
He doesn't need to touch anybody. I'm sure he's got women lining up.
Mhm.
He
But it's
doesn't
just even so, it's like you
but
accidentally.
even something as a hug, like a little, like, put your arm around me, we're gonna take a picture, that nobody would think anything of. He doesn't even do that. He does the little, yeah, like the little
Mhm.
no touch, just puts, you could see in the pictures, like if you look up Keanu Reeves no touch hugs, you can see it.
Yeah, he won't touch you.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole Me Too thing, bro, like, what?
Right, right.
Absolutely, like,
I think that's smart
yeah, you have to protect yourself, man, especially in today, like, everybody will literally sue for anything and everything.
for anything.
I mean, how crazy is that somebody got a couple $1,000,000 from McDonald's because they spilled hot coffee on their lap, and now they have the caution hot. Now, to be fair, the coffee was supposedly like an
Ridiculously
absurd,
hot.
ridiculously
Yeah.
hot, but
Yeah, I looked into that. I discussed it with someone and they told me, they're like, the lady initially wasn't even going after them for money. She was just like, hey, you just don't need to have it at 500 fucking degrees
yeah.
or whatever it was at. Like, just have it at normal coffee temperature.
Mhm.
And basically, they told her to fuck off. So then she's like, okay, well, then I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why would they have the coffee that hot? Like, they want it to be hot for your entire road trip or something? Like, bitch, that's why they make Yeti cups.
I guarantee you, man, it was just some high schooler who didn't know what he's doing, and he just cranked it up, and
No, no, those things are all automated, man.
what if it malfunctioned?
When you work at those places, come on, like we worked at Peter Piper, and you know that if we were making an order of cheese sticks, we put it in the machine and there's
Yeah.
a timer.
Yeah.
You don't get to decide how long you cook the cheese sticks for,
True.
or the zucchini poppers,
Well,
or
when was this,
whatever.
though? Because technology's gotten a lot
But
different.
doesn't matter. There's a machine. Well,
Because what if they didn't have it? What if they just had, like, a burner that they just left it on and they manually adjusted it? You know what I mean?
I doubt it. But yeah, you got to watch the movie Knock Knock. It's badass.
I'm about to take a look at it.
Yeah,
Are we
it's
gonna
really
watch
good.
the Matrix movie, the new one?
I don't think so.
Why not? You're not a fan?
I don't want to watch the Matrix.
What if we're in the Matrix?
I am in the Matrix.
Okay, Neo.
Who?
That's the main character.
Oh.
All right, I'm done with this podcast.
No, I'm waiting for the next John Wick. John Wick 4.
John Wick 4. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of like bored. It's the same thing.
Listen, you keep those comments to yourself.
Hey, look.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's him shooting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really cool.
Like, I mean, I get, like, he does, like, he learned everything, and he's,
He
obviously,
arm bars you, and then
Yeah.
it finishes the arm bar with a knife to your temple.
or just like a perfect shot. He does the arm bar.
dude. What an arm bar!
He's like, obviously, like, the whole thing's cool. Like, the first one was hella dope. The second one, and then I'm like, okay, like, clearly you're a fucking badass. Clearly you're gonna kill some people. Like, I like
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
the first one and the second one was cool because of the way that they set it up, but the third one was just kind of redundant.
I just wish they made him work out a little bit. I think he just needs a little bit of muscles.
I mean, he's not fat.
Yeah, but he just looks like a skinny guy who doesn't work out.
I mean, because
Like,
he's retired.
I wish they would have just made him just like, look, dude, you got to do some push-ups at least. Just a few push-ups. Like that scene where he goes into the shower, and there's been like a couple scenes where like his shirt opens up, like when he went for the doctor was stitching him, and you just like he's just kind of soft.
He looks like a normal guy.
Yeah, like soft abdomen and like a chest the way you could tell like he's never done a dumbbell press in his life.
He's
You know
the
what I mean?
boogeyman.
It's like, yeah, you gotta have. I'm not saying he's got to look like Jason Statham, but he's got to have a little bit of muscle.
How much of the fight scenes do you find credible, and how much? Because you're a big gun guy.
They're 100% real.
All of it.
That wasn't acting.
You're
He
telling me
actually shot those people. He did.
trial.
No, I'm kidding.
20.
What are you talking about?
Like, of the actual movie, how much of the action scenes do you find credible?
Oh, dude. I mean, as far as like his
Like, I know
his
he can do
technique
an
and all?
armball and stuff, but like 3 people are against you, and
Oh, that kind of thing.
like
Well,
the full
sure.
the full shooting,
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's the movie element to it, but as far as his tactics and his techniques, it's 100% legit. I mean, he's been working with Terran Tactical for forever, on his gun handling for those movies. Like, dude, he's a bad motherfucker. He could probably rank really high in 3-gun matches right now
probably.
because he's been out there for years with Terran Tactical
Yeah, I've seen the videos
running
of him
those
prepping and
courses.
stuff.
Yeah, no,
phenomenal.
he's badass, man. He's legit. So all his shotgun reloads, and I love in the movie that they showed you that stuff, like
Mhm.
the way he does it's called quad loading, where
Oh,
you grab 4 shotgun shells. You're supposed to you grab them kind of like this, hard to but you grab 4 shotgun shells in your palm and you shove 2, and then you shove the other 2,
okay.
and you're supposed to be able to get 4 shells into the shotgun like that, just like when you watch those 3 gunners.
Mhm.
That's how they do it, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
quad load. I've practiced it. I'm pretty slow with it. Sometimes I fumble them.
Mhm.
It's kind of tricky. But I
With those
love that. I
banana
love that in the
hands.
movie when he was shooting, when he was working with the shotgun in the hotel scene,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
they showed the quad loading, all
Yeah.
his pistol reloading and rifle reloading. Everything's like the technique is super, super clean. And 100%.
'Cause you do some of that, like, shooting stuff, right? You have, like, the little timer and
Yeah, yeah. This year I've hit a lull with all that stuff. Mainly because, well, it's still, the price of ammo is still outrageous.
Mhm.
But, I don't know, earlier this year, I just didn't really have time, and then I moved here, and, like, in the last 6 months, I've gone shooting once. I went a couple of weeks ago. Um, but yeah, I have done a couple of competitions just on a small scale. I won a 3-gun match one time. First place prize was a shotgun, a Benelli
Nice.
Supernova. I won that. There's a thing called the tactical games that I'm looking to do here. There's one in March, I think at the end of March. I don't even know where. It's like 3.5 hours from here, close to Dallas. So the tactical games is kind of like the CrossFit games, but with guns.
Okay.
So it's like an obstacle course with some weightlifting and things like that, but
Okay.
you got to shoot stuff along the way.
Sure. Now
Dude,
do they have the guns just at the stands for
right
you, or are
up
you
my alley.
carrying?
I don't know. I think it depends on the course. I've seen courses where like your pistol is on you the whole time,
Yeah.
but then like you gotta climb up whatever, a rope and into a window and that kind of thing, and like you get to a place where there's a rifle over there, and then you got to run a course with a rifle, then you drop it off, and then you do the other physical thing, and then there's a shotgun, and then you do the thing with the shotgun, and that. So but I'm gonna look into it. I do want to do that, but I need some practice. I'm a little rusty. Really what I need to be doing is because I'm not going to the range, I need to be doing more of this. Instead, I'm doing hardly any, is dry practice at home. Like, so dry
Okay.
practice is where you go through the mechanics of shooting without actually shooting. So the gun is empty, but you get the timer. Like I'll stand there, I'll put a little target on the wall, a sticker, whatever, and I'll stand there. And when the beep goes off with the timer, beep, I'll draw my gun, point, point at the target on the wall. Um, Go through all the mechanics, taking off the safety, squeezing the trigger, and just focusing on my front sight. Make sure my front sight is right there on that dot, and you drill that. And that I mean, if
Muscle memory.
if you can't get out to the range, you need to be drilling that. You should be dry practicing anyway a lot. But if you're not if you don't have time to go out to the range, you should be doing even more to keep those mechanics sound.
Mhm.
Max Mitchell, the 6 hour pro shooter, one of the greatest shooters of all time, he says that he dry practices a lot more than he actually fires
Damn.
because he's just busy. He's traveling all the time.
You seen that
So
video of that guy that can crush out, like, 6 or 8 shots in 2 seconds?
mm,
Something like that?
Jerry Michalek, he holds the all time revolver shooting record. So he did 6 shots, reload 6 shots in 2.99 seconds, which is just fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because most people take them like a minute just to reload a revolver,
Imagine getting hit with that.
dude. And
Like, you're gonna hit with 12
12
shots
shots.
before you even hit the ground.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Bob Munden was another one. For people who are interested, they should YouTube Bob Munden balloon shot. It's insane. You won't even believe it. He shoots at 2 balloons, I think 8 feet or 10 feet apart,
Mhm.
and you only hear one. You only hear one shot.
No shit.
You only hear. You can't even. You're like, wait a minute. Like he can't be that fast.
Yeah.
Like he cannot be that fast. You
Just
only hear one
doo-doo.
shot.
Damn.
You only hear one shot, and both balloons explode. You're like, what the fuck? Even in slow motion, you could barely catch it. And he was incredibly fast.
That's insane. People have yeah, that's when you practice to that level of extent, man, it's absurd. Like, have you seen Tiger Woods' son? Do you follow golf at all?
No,
Man,
bro,
this
come on. Do I look like I watch golf?
hey, look, it is what it is.
Come on, man.
Man, Tiger Woods'
You've been
son,
to Maryland for too long.
no, Tiger Woods' son is phenomenal. He's already as good as his dad, if not better.
Yeah,
You're talking an 11-year-old, my guy, and he pin drops,
really.
he puts like a champion, he can read the greens. I mean, I think he's driving at I think he's 11 right now. He's driving like 220.
I
I
don't
know
know.
grown men
I
that
assume that means good.
I know grown men that can't drive 200.
I can't even hit the ball, so
Well, then there's that too.
there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, this kid is, I mean, he's gonna be a millionaire before he's like even 16, man. He's gonna go to one tournament and win. It's
that's awesome.
absurd. He's so good. But I mean, he's just out there with his dad every day, man. When you have like Kobe Bryant's daughter, RIP to Kobe, but his
Yeah,
daughter was the same way. She had a fadeaway shot that most NBA players can't even hit.
really?
And yeah, she was a mirror image of him, man. Mirror image of him.
Yeah, but she was still not gonna be a millionaire because nobody gives a fuck about women's basketball.
Hey, look, my man. Her dad was rich, so the money really wasn't
Yeah,
necessary. I mean, dude,
I know.
she could have honestly have played for the men's league and probably dusted half of them because
No,
she was getting to be that good.
no,
I mean, so you had Allen Iverson, he was 5'5",
doesn't matter.
100%.
Doesn't matter. When you put women in men's divisions, they just like Serena Williams, as dominant as she is as a woman, as a female tennis player, she's like not even top 500 in the men's. Not even
Interesting.
top 500, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, that's so crazy.
Yeah, and she's
I
like,
mean, that's the issue with all this gender fluid people that want to, wake up one day as you're a biological male. You want to wake up one day and compete in women's sports, and then the next day be a woman again. And it's like, ooh, like can't do that. You're ruining women's sports.
it is interesting that only one side of that is, like you don't hear a lot of issues with the transition from women to man having issues in sports and stuff. It's only the other way
No,
around.
because they don't compete.
Yeah.
Because a woman that transitions to a man is not going to go into the UFC and get kicked in the fucking head
Imagine John Jones
by
smashing him.
Israel Adesanya. Like, no, it's not going to happen. But they do it the other way around, and they beat the fuck out of these women.
Yeah,
So check this out. I thought this was hilarious. My brother got me this for Christmas.
is this literally a tiny violin?
It is the world's smallest violin.
Can you play it?
No, I wish it played.
No,
But look at
nothing.
this thing. It's so funny. You know what? I'm taking it with me to poker,
Uh-huh.
and I just can't wait for the day that I take somebody's money and they start complaining, and I pull this out and play it for them
So what's your goal with the poker game? Is it just fun, or you trying to be Dan
to
Brazilian?
become obscenely rich.
Is that
The
the
goal with everything that I do is to go to the top.
Well, I mean, sure, but is it like something you see yourself like if you can make enough money from just playing poker?
You know what, man? Sometimes I wonder. I feel like I have really bad poker luck.
You think so? What if you just
Yeah.
suck at bluffing?
No, I'm really good at bluffing, actually. Um, it is rare that one of my bluffs doesn't go through. But the reality is sometimes you need those coin flips to work out in your favor
Mhm.
for you to continue on with the tournaments and to place high and to win. You definitely need some coin flips to work out in your favor. And I just feel like I run so badly with that stuff. Like if I make it far in any tournament, it's because I've made damn good calls, damn good folds, and damn good bluffs. At the time that I'm like, okay, I got to go all in here. I've got whatever. I've got to win a coin flip. I have a pocket pair. The guy has overcards.
And what do you mean by coin flip?
So a coin flip situation is typically when, let's say we go all in before the flop. So
Yeah.
before any cards are out on the board.
Mhm.
And let's say I have a pocket pair and you have two overcards. So like I have pocket tens and you have ace king.
Okay.
So the odds in that I don't know the exact percentages, but I think in that situation, I'm a 52%.
Mhm.
I have a 52% chance of winning that hand. You're 48%. So it's
Mhm.
basically 50-50. So they call it a coin flip.
Okay.
So you could hit an ace or a king and then you end up winning. Or if you don't get an ace or a king, my tens are going to win.
Yeah.
Right. You could also make a straight if you hit, a queen, jack 10.
Mhm.
So that'll be a straight, which is going to be very unlikely as if I'm holding a pair of tens because there's just two less tens in the deck.
Yeah.
Right now we're getting more into the deeper aspects of poker. If your ace king is suited, you can also make a flush. But really pre-flop, the percentages are 48-52.
Okay.
So it's a coin flip.
I was playing a group of friends of ours, and they dealt the cards. I got pocket aces. The guy to my left had pocket jacks. The guy to his left had pocket kings. And
That's
then
nasty.
yeah, and then the other guy had I think he had like 6-7, and we we got to the flop. So we got the first 3 cards. He needed 1 more card, and he coulda done it straight.
Mhm,
So he was banking on that. And my brother, who was to the right of me, didn't have jack shit, so he just folded.
mhm.
And we're going through, and I'm betting them, and there I'm letting them go up a little bit just so that they don't feel confident, and everybody went all in. And it was like everyone was like, "Show your cards," boom, and we all flopped, and we were all astonished that, and I ended up blowing them out because nothing else came up.
You
No,
had the
I
aces?
had the aces.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes against that many players, you wanna bet real big with the aces pre-flop because you don't wanna go to the flop with that many players in the hand, because there are too many possibilities that could crack your aces.
Yeah.
So you don't wanna go to the flop with 5, with 4 other players in the hand if you have aces, because somebody's gonna hit their straight, somebody's gonna hit their
Mhm.
flop, their flush, somebody's gonna hit a 3 of a kind or
Or a
2
full house
pair.
or something.
Yeah, it's too many. Ideally, you'd want for there to be some pre-flop action so that the pot gets built.
Mhm.
So people bet and then somebody bets again, that kind of thing. And then you make a giant bet with the aces and you only get called by 1, maybe 2 players.
Yeah, I got called. I was trying to get this one guy to go out, so I bet a little bit. I bet like a dollar, and then because we were just playing with small change and stuff, and I was like, I bet a little bit, and then we bet there, and then we bet there, and then once I got him amped up, I would check, and then they would bet me,
Yeah.
and then I was like, boom, I hit him at the end and ended up crushing him out.
Yeah, in that situation that you described, jacks really should get out of the way. Or they're gonna have a good player will lose minimally with
Mhm,
jacks in that kind of scenario. When there's another player at the table with kings and another player with aces and you're holding jacks, something should feel wrong to you.
mhm.
Now, when it comes to aces and kings, that's a tough one. Almost always when there's somebody with aces and somebody with kings pre-flop, the person with the kings is gonna get fucked. Almost
More than
always.
likely, yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah, I'm getting back into poker, man. I enjoyed it when I was younger, and I didn't like. I didn't even look at tournaments and stuff, but I think I'm gonna start jumping in some of those 'cause it's fun, man. You can make some good money at it too.
Yeah, you can also lose your ass off.
Well, I'm not gonna go like hella big where you do those like 2, 3 day tournaments. I like poker. I'm not in love with poker.
I like the well, so proper poker, is a long structure to the tournaments, right? So the tournaments, really, the longer they take, the better.
Yeah.
If you're actually playing poker, um, you need a lot of patience, a lot of patience. So if you're looking for action, don't play poker. Go play blackjack.
Okay.
Poker is a game of patience. Sometimes a couple hours might go by and maybe you play a hand or two because you're just on a dry run. You're not getting any cards. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you literally get 10-4 offsuit 6 times in a row, and you're like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
How am I getting 10-4 offsuit? 9-3, that kind of, just
Mhm.
garbage, unplayable hands.
Yeah.
And so you have to be able to wait out those dry runs. Now, the problem is when you have tournaments that are, say, 20-minute levels, meaning the blinds go up every 20 minutes,
Okay.
is the blinds end up way too high, way too fast. And so if you go 2 hours without playing a hand,
And you're not winning.
you're pretty much low stacked, and you're gonna have to start making some desperate moves because you're just
Mhm.
not gonna have that many chips left in front of you.
Yeah.
So a longer structure allows for you to really play poker,
Okay.
to wait for your good hands, to play from position, to not take unnecessary risk, to chase a little bit because you need to chase a little bit. And if you chase a little bit, you don't get wrecked
Mhm.
because chasing means, like, let's say a flop flush draw. So I don't know. I have 2 hearts. There are 2 hearts on the board. And I need a fifth heart to make a flush, right? You make a bet. I'll pay it off to see another card. Maybe it's still not a heart. You make another bet. I pay it to see another card. Maybe my flush gets there. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't get there, well, I just paid
Money
a bunch
for
of money, and my flush didn't get there. So now I got to fold. Maybe try to bluff it if I feel like it makes sense to bluff there. But with those short stack scenarios, like tournaments that start out with 20,000 in chips or 30,000 in chips and 20-minute levels, you just can't really do a whole lot of that. And so people end up playing a lot of what I call hit or miss poker,
okay.
which means a lot of the majority of the action is determined pre-flop, and then after the flop, it's either hit or miss.
Mhm.
So whoever hits big on the flop is gonna, probably make a big bet, and that's kind of determine the remainder of the action. And I don't like that. That to me, that's pure gambling. There's no strategy to it.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the hands that I have. I'll usually at least see the flop depending as far as that goes. But as far as to transition to, I wanted to ask you about what do you think about this new crypto stuff that's happening? And
Dude, I have no idea.
are you not following crypto or NFTs or
No,
anything?
I don't even know what NFTs are. I should. I need to learn it. It's making so much noise that
Hmm.
I think it's foolish not to learn it, but
From what I know of
I was
NFT,
planning on doing some of that research this week actually, but I mean, shit, man, I've been in bed
yeah,
for 3 days.
yeah, the NFTs are an interesting technology that I think from the little that I do know, but I haven't done a ton of research and stuff on it. But like Gary Vee, for example, has an NFT that if you buy, he's got X amount of it for you, or X amount of NFTs available for that one thing, and he basically you pay $2,000, and essentially you get all of his like live forums for free. So you can go to any one of his shows, you can go to any one thing, get VIP pass, all that stuff, as long as you own the NFT. So it's like a new way of basically getting a VIP pass, a black card to certain events. So if you like EDM, for example, you go to the festivals, you can buy their NFT for $10,000. You can go to every festival they'll ever have for free. You just
Mm.
got to get there. So for stuff like that, I can see where you can build value on that. Because imagine you get a discount or something like, for example, when Playboy was still a big thing. Imagine you buy an NFT for Playboy and you're allowed to all the Playboy parties forever, and you can sell that eventually to somebody else. So you pay 2,000 for it, then you sell it for 3,000 or 5,000, and then it can just build up like that. And it's just a pass and that kind of stuff to get you and you can offer things to people, and it's a quick way for you to make money on it too.
Did Playboy just disappear?
Yeah,
What was it when Hugh Hefner died or before?
no,
Like, why can't there be an Instagram Playboy page? Is there?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
I haven't followed Playboy in
Let's
since
see.
I like got rid of my Playboy collection.
I mean,
So,
I guess nowadays it's called OnlyFans,
well, OnlyFans is more of like a hustler.
but oh yeah, there's a Playboy Instagram page.
Yeah, they changed it. It's
9.7 million
it's
followers.
still a magazine of sorts, but once Hugh got to a certain like age and his health started deteriorating, he sold the rights to Playboy, the company, and then he sold the mansion. But in their contract, he was allowed to live there until he died.
Hmm.
And now the direction of
But so
Playboy.
what are they doing with that mansion now?
I have no idea, man. Ever since like, I don't know, it's probably been 10 years since I really even thought about Playboy
Yeah, same.
because I mean, cell phones and stuff, it just made it. I mean, there's some people with the magazines and stuff that collect them, but it, Playboy just kind of died. It's like, dude, who really like a nudie girl? Nobody cares. Like,
Yeah, a magazine with pictures of titties is just it's not that big of a deal anymore. I think things like Pornhub just took it to a whole new level.
I mean, why am I gonna pay for a subscription when I have literally a computer in my hand?
Well, I mean, the internet, yeah,
You
but
know?
that's what I'm saying. Like they could have done something with it on social media.
I think they did what they're the blockbuster, they
Right,
were the
right,
capital of
right,
it, and they just didn't transition with the time,
right. That's
you know?
exactly what they thought people were just gonna be subscribing to magazines, monthly magazines forever. It's like,
Mhm.
nah.
I mean, but how do you turn that into a digital form? You can email them, I guess, a PDF file of, like, the nudie magazine and stuff, but it just
I
the
don't know, man. Instagram, YouTube, throwing parties,
yeah, but I mean, you can't
selling product.
the product and stuff for sure, but how do you really sell like, it's basically just porn. Like,
I mean, all I know is there are girls on Instagram making millions of dollars doing essentially Playboy.
yeah. So why are you gonna give Playboy a cut?
Well, oh yeah, you mean like the girl would just do it on her own? She
Yeah,
wouldn't need.
that's what happened, right?
Well, I mean, unless you need an agency to promote you, they pay you. Then you'd be a W-2 instead of a 1099.
Yeah.
You'd be
Well, you
you'd be
probably get
salaried.
you probably get slapped with double. They'll probably just 1099 you and just help you to take they have the rights to your photos and stuff or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's absurd the amount of money women are making today on, like, just Instagram and stuff.
equality. I want
Equal.
some. If I show my titties on Instagram, I want to get paid too.
Man, that's I don't even it's amazing to me how much money is out there to be made and how much I met a girl when I was in South Carolina? Myrtle Beach, and she showed us her OnlyFans account. I think, and I went out there
Yeah,
2
what you
months
have
ago.
on there?
She had cleared in August or September, August, September, to date, had cleared over $450,000.
Damn.
And the last time she posted was 2 months ago.
What does she post on there?
OnlyFans content.
All of it?
All of it.
Everything?
Everything.
Damn.
She has a friend of hers or a boyfriend of hers who helps her out, and like she was like a little entrepreneur, bro. She was like, when my
Oh yeah.
boyfriend's in the
Entrepreneur.
she was like, when my boyfriend's in the video, he gets 30%. So
Oh
whatever.
damn.
Yeah, like she's cutting him a piece, and she's like, I 1099 him. And
How old is she?
dude, she was like 23, 24,
love
man.
that.
But she's
That's
clearing
awesome.
almost $500,000, dude.
That's
Half
amazing.
$1 million.
What, like a year?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So from January to September, August.
Yeah, who the fuck's gonna go to
she
medical school
cleared
and become a surgeon?
$450,000.
That's amazing.
And
yeah, I believe it.
And she was literally like, "Oh, the last 2 months, I've only posted like one photo."
Yeah.
I'm like, "That's absurd that you can make that much money." And it's, and then of
Dude,
course,
I bet you if I started an OnlyFans, I'd do great.
I mean, I think Tyga is how you say his name, Tyga, and a couple of those rappers, they have some OnlyFans, and they're clearing quite a bit of money.
I gotta try it.
Yeah, I mean, why not, man? You call yourself the Lebanese stud.
I'm the Lebanese stallion.
So get over there, man. Stallion it up. I mean, you'd be surprised, dude. You'd be surprised.
That's how I'm gonna win the bet, because me and you. So for people listening, me and Nate have a bet to see who's gonna make $1 million in 2022, or if we both suck and neither of us makes $1 million, it's whoever gets closer to the $1 million wins.
Yeah.
So that could be my way to get ahead on the bet. Hey, if that girl is making $500,000 a year, shit.
Dude, I mean, even if you bring in an extra 100,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's absurd.
Give me an advantage.
I mean,
what's the loser gonna have to do?
I thought we can't.
We haven't. Did we talk about that already? I don't think so.
I don't know.
What's the loser gonna have to do?
I don't know. Maybe
you're gonna have to come back here next year.
Comment below and give us some ideas.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come back here next year. We gotta talk. We'll talk about who won the bet and what the loser has to do.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we didn't really get that one. I mean, even if we get close to at least $500,000, bro. Because
that's doable, man. No, that's for sure over half, but I'm trying to get to $1 million. 6 figures, like we've been doing that.
Yeah.
We're trying to, it's got to be 7 figures, or it's all, it's got to be 7.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I'm working on a clothing company right now, because it's just like easy money there, man. There's companies out there who will auto like made to order your clothing for you. And so I want to make stupid clothes, like it's really nice, high quality stuff. But you know how the emoji with the blue hat, it's called "Don't Cap," means don't lie. Just make a shirt with a little cap on it. I bet you I sell like 100 of them. No problem.
100?
Yeah, like in a day.
Oh, okay.
Like when that whole freaking she thing came out, stupid thing. I hate when people do that.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like they literally they point to their forearm and they say she, but like in a really high pitched voice, and like guys just make a stupid face. You have to look it up. I'm not making the face, but it's
so dumb.
It's super popular. So I could literally make a long sleeve shirt that says
man,
that.
I'm more than happy to make a buck off of stupidity.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
100%. I mean, people literally make money in scamming people out of, I'm a prince of so-and-so, and if you just send me $5,000.
Let me tell you something. I have a family member who got scammed out of $5,000 with one of those stupid phone calls.
No way.
Yeah, man. They called her. They told her that they're the IRS and she owes them $5,000. And she has to send them the money right now, or they're going to come to her house and arrest her. And she has to mail them prepaid Visa cards because she's not allowed to mail cash in the mail.
Yeah.
So she goes and gets 10 $500 Visa cards and mails them out to the so-called IRS.
Wow.
And yeah, she got
busted.
Tricked out of $5,000 just like that. It was hilarious.
So
we're going to be making fun of her forever for that.
So interesting enough, I saw a video the last day or two. They now are scamming those Visa cards. So you can go in and you have to be careful. The lady that worked there, because he was going to buy some gift cards for his, for Christmas. And she was like, don't buy those. And he goes, why? And she showed her, she opened up the package. And as she was opening up the package, somebody had put a card on top of the actual prepaid gift card that you can buy. And so as soon as you scan it and pay it, it automatically gets sent to them. It doesn't actually go on the card. And you think you just, everything looks legitimate, like card, everything, the numbers match to the barcode. It was as legit as can be. but they started the scammers will come and put like their own version of the Visa card on, and they put a little thing in there, and it just steals your money.
Damn.
So you put $50 on there, boom, hits their account immediately. And by the time you even realize what happened, you give it to your family member. Oh, here's a gift card to so and so, and they're like, "There's nothing on here."
I wonder how long before money scams are just airtight. I don't think there'll ever be a time where it's completely airtight because hackers keep finding ways to
Well, they're just
steal.
hacking digitally now.
Right, right. That's yeah. It's different, but that's what I think about like prison security. Like gone are the days where some guy would sit there and he'd watch the security guard shift change and he'd find a way to make a copy of the key, or he'd
Mhm.
make an artificial key from like the whatever, the fork in his lunchbox. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he'd like have the whole thing set up, and then all of a sudden it's 2 a.m. and he goes missing, and they're like, oh, he's not in his cell, and then he's like hiding in the air ducts and escapes somehow. You know what I mean? Like gone are those days, man.
I mean, I don't
Because
know,
every time, no, man, because every time
bro. El
somebody,
Chapo just did it.
bro, well, I'm getting to that. Every time somebody escaped out of a holding cell, they figured out, oh, okay, that was a hole in our security. Let's tighten it up. And so
Yeah.
the prisons became more secure and more secure and more secure. And then somebody still escaped, and then they became even more secure to the point where, like, nowadays, if you escape out of prison, it was an inside job.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you didn't do it because like you went and hid under behind the fucking whatever in the laundry room, and then you got out with the dirty laundry. You know what I mean? Like no, no, no. You didn't, or you tricked the guards into sending you to the infirmary, and then you
Yeah.
kidnapped the doctor. And no, 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 no. You're not doing that shit anymore.
It's
No.
astonishing to me
It's an
that people
inside job.
still
Somebody
try.
got somebody got paid. One of the guards got paid. If
1000%.
somebody escapes, a guard's been paid.
1000%.
That's it.
I
Or
mean,
threatened.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, he hung himself.
Yeah. Supposedly. There's like there's so many things that just don't make sense to me when in
Yeah,
like I
for
don't
sure.
understand how was Kyle Rittenhouse case like national news, but
No shit, right?
we are gonna turn around and completely get no coverage of one of the biggest sex trafficking like
Ridiculous.
things in the world, and it's just like, oh, it's just Tuesday.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
That's what I don't understand, man. That is absurd to me that like as Americans or just in general as countries that stuff like that is just brushed under the rug. Like, why aren't we paying attention to that stuff? Who are they
I don't know,
protecting?
man. We're too busy trying to we want to be like China. We want to have exercise bike seats at the McDonald's so we can burn some calories while we're drinking McFlurries and eating nuggets.
How
Dude,
would
that's
you?
hilarious. Have you seen those
No, I
videos?
really haven't.
Dude, you
I
got to
really,
watch those videos.
we'll watch them right now.
Yeah, I wish I could play it, but I can't. But there's a video of this lady at the McDonald's on the exercise bike, and she's just stuffing her face with food. And she's like riding the bike so she can go home and be like, oh, well, yeah, I exercised while I was eating my Big Macs. That's all
Yeah,
good. It's
I burnt the
hilarious,
same
man.
calories, and it
It's
has like,
talk about capitalizing on stupidity.
oh yeah.
Talk about financial capitalization on stupidity. Bro, there you go.
I mean, if there's so many things that people waste money on. It's absurd.
Yeah.
Like there really is. It's there's so
Like
much.
lube.
What are you buying
Yeah.
lube for?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
I mean,
That's my point.
I have some people have issues. They need a little help, man. A little slip and slide. And maybe that's someone's game. They start with the massage and then they turn in, they slip and then they slide left. You never know. I mean, have you ever seen all the stuff that's on Amazon and how quick it is for them to just like scoop you up and get you to pay for something?
What do you mean?
Like,
Like the recommended ads?
I mean, just there is number one, Amazon's entire inventory is absurd of how much stuff we have to buy
Oh, it's
for it.
fucking crazy.
But like there is so many things out there that you're
It's so
like,
crazy.
I could buy that. And I mean, they've got me a couple times.
With what?
I'll be on Instagram and they're and like there's like a pet toy or something that I was looking for, and I was like, man, that's actually the wallet I have right now. Do I have it in my pocket? No, I don't have it in my pocket. The wallet I have right now. I was kind of thinking about maybe getting a new wallet, and on Instagram, it popped up. It looked cool. It has the NFT protection, so people can't come up and like tap your wallet and scan your cards and stuff.
Damn.
And if I wouldn't have seen the Instagram ad, I would have never bought it.
That's hilarious.
But it just,
dude, I got a money clip like a couple years ago. It was like a $5 money clip, just a stainless steel clip with a dollar sign on it. And I'll never go back to a wallet. It's the best. I put a few credit cards in there, a little bit
Yeah.
of cash, my driver's license. Dude, it's like a couple centimeters thick. I put it in my pocket.
I'm sending
Super easy.
I'm sending the wallet back. The one that I had before then was always super thin, like basically just a card wallet.
Yeah.
And because I never carry cash. I hate cash.
Wallets are such a pain.
Now everything's digital.
Well, I always carry a little bit of cash,
I hate cash.
like $50. I
I
always
hate
keep a little bit
cash.
of cash on me.
Like, what do I need cash for?
I don't know, but I keep a little bit of cash on me.
Yeah. If I have cash on me, I just spend it. Because I don't want it. I don't want it on me.
Whataburger, Wiener Schnitzel. You still gonna go to Wiener Schnitzel?
Absolutely. Yeah, shout out to Wiener Schnitzel. For sure.
Oh my goodness. You know what, man? If I wasn't ill, I might go have a chili dog with you, but I feel like it's just gonna make me more sick.
Well, I mean, it's a
I haven't had
nostalgic
Wiener
thing for me,
Schnitzel
man.
in 15 years.
Yeah, they don't have Whataburger in the north. They don't have like even
Again,
potato chips.
again, what did I just say? Get the fuck out of Maryland.
I'm working on it, but they don't
Yeah.
have that many in Florida either.
Uh,
And I don't want to come back to Texas yet.
well,
But they don't have a
go
Wiener
to
Schnitzel at
Florida.
all.
That's fine. No, but hold on. What were we talking about before that? I forgot. I was going to say something, and then somehow I thought of Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Oh, the money,
Oh, the money
the
clip.
cash, and all that.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem, man. I'm pretty disciplined with my spending. If
Oh,
if I don't need it, I don't buy it.
It's not that I spend it like if I'm gonna go do something, like if I'm buying groceries or something and I have cash on me, I just use it. I don't want to have cash on me. Like I just hate carrying it. It's not like I'm just like, oh, I have $20. Let
No,
me
I
just spend
use
it on
my
whatever.
credit card unless I have to use cash because I want points. I want cash back.
No, for sure, for sure.
Dude, so I thought that cash back was taxable as income if the amount that you claim exceeds $600 a year, but I guess it's not.
I didn't
I'm
even know.
not 100% sure on that, but I did a little bit of research on it the other day. Again, that one of the I do need to go find an accountant, but yeah, I was looking at how much I've claimed in cashback this year, and I was like, really? Are they going to tax me on this?
Well,
But I don't think they are.
well, the one thing you have to be careful with right now is I was reading an article the other day. There's a new IRS form coming out. It's called 1099-K.
Ugh.
And what it is I don't know if it's legal yet or how much of it's I have to do my research on it and fully go through with it, but everybody should definitely be careful with the 1099-K, which is tracking what people are sending through Cash App, Venmo, and all that stuff.
Sure,
And if it exceeds $600, they consider it income.
sure.
So if, like, for example, my brother sends me money for my cell phone for his cell phone bill every, because we have the family plan and stuff. So if that's the case, I'm gonna have to now have him just start going over Verizon store, just paying it directly through the however we set that up. I can set up his own account and do it that way. Because I'm gonna start like he sends me more than $600, like in a year.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh crap. So if I'm at the store and you're like, hey Nate, can you pick me up whatever, and you cash at me $20 to cover whatever it is that it's now it exceeded $600. Now I'm gonna pay taxes on that. So they're coming after it all,
Bro,
man.
you just reminded me. I just posted this the other day. On the IRS website, you can find this. Okay, illegal activities.
Oh, I saw that.
You saw that? Jesus Christ. Let's tell people. Income from illegal activities such as money from dealing illegal drugs must be included in your income on Schedule 1, Form 1040, Line 8, or on Schedule C, Form 1040, if from your self-employment activity. Stolen property. If you steal property, you must report its FMV, whatever that means, in your income in the year you steal it, unless in the same year you return it to its rightful owner.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds to me like the IRS needs to eat a big dick.
Man.
What? I mean, are you kidding me? What is this?
I love you, IRS. Don't come after me. I've been audited. It's not fun. It's
You
expensive.
have? How come? Because you're Mexican?
Maybe. Bastards. Brown Lives Matter.
I don't care. They can audit me. I don't give a shit.
No, I had messed up on a form, and when I was a 1099 employee and stuff, and some stuff got mixed up and the wrong form got submitted. So there was an amount that I didn't claim supposedly, and then they saw, the company sent the what I made and then the what I actually reported, and being unfortunately illiterate and when it comes to the IRS and that kind of stuff, I didn't read the paperwork. I was just sending it to this guy who was helping me out. And I didn't read that, like, I had a certain amount of time that I had to actually fight it and send the new paperwork so that they could adjust my my owed taxes, and I waited too long, and the IRS was like, "Oh, you passed your date, so you still owe us X amount of dollars." I ended up having to pay $4,000. That hurt.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, a little bit ago, we were talking about how Keanu Reeves doesn't touch anybody
Mhm.
because actors are always accused of shit. I was
Mhm.
gonna say it, and I forgot to mention James Franco had some allegations brought up against him recently.
Yeah, but those I think are
Did you see
legitimate.
that? Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He had like a sexual he was a part of the Me Too. He was a part of the Me Too because so did the, what is that? Not New Girl, but, I just know his character's name, Chuck Bass. He was in that, Gossip Girl one. He was a big dude who was starting to become super popular. He had an allegation, and he fought it tooth and nail. Like, he spent at least, like, $300,000 in lawyers because he was like, "Hell no. Like, I did not do that to you. That's not what happened." But James Franco had one and a couple other actors, but gets brushed under the rug, man.
Dude, he's a badass actor. I
He's
like
funny.
him. I hope that he didn't do anything wrong because
You want me to ruin your childhood?
he's a badass actor.
Do you like Fast and Furious?
Yeah, I like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruin a lot of people's Fast
Really?
and Furious.
Why? What happened in Fast and Furious?
I'm gonna ruin Brian O'Connor for you.
What? No.
Yeah,
No way. Paul Walker?
he was dating a 16-year-old openly.
Oh, but he's from Kansas. That's normal.
I don't care, bro.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I don't know where he's
he was
from.
like in his 30s, man. He was dating a 16-year-old.
What?
Yep,
When?
before he died. Like she was
Right before he died.
no. Like it was he was dating her since she was 16, and I think she was 18 or 19 when he died. But he was publicly dating her. Like it was a known little secret that everybody just didn't talk about.
What?
Yeah, but
How was that legal though? How does he not
no
get
one
in
just
trouble?
no one said anything.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absurd. I looked it up and I was like, "No way." And I'd look it up. Yeah, man, he was dating a 16-year-old. The parents were cool with it. Like,
Oh, look. Well, of
it
course they're cool with it. It's
right? Like, go get
it's
his money.
yeah. It's what's his name? Paul Walker.
Yeah, Paul Walker. Yeah, man. Kind of like makes a damper on your thoughts of him for sure. But yeah, he was dating a 16-year-old when he was in his 30s or something like that.
Let's see. I googled Paul Walker dating 16-year-old. It says at the time of his death, Paul was 40 and dating Jasmine Gosnell, who was 23. Paul started dating Jasmine when she was 16 and he was 33, and the couple were living together at the time of his death. What?
Yep.
Damn. I don't know how this was. I don't
Sorry,
know.
guys.
I don't know how that never that never created a lot of buzz in the media. It's
'Cause
crazy.
I mean, yeah,
Not only was Paul Walker dating a teenage girl, but the age of consent in California where they lived is 18, meaning Jasmine was a minor
mhm,
when they started dating. Make of that what you will.
mhm.
Damn.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, man. He was that sucks a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he was the one celebrity that I was pretty sad when he died.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I really like those movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
Dude, well, here's the crazy part for all of
You
us.
know what, man? My dad was like 32 when he married my mom. She was 17. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, that's I get yeah, it's it depends on I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. That's on you, boo boo. But here's a sad part about like our generation, right? Is all of the people that we grew up with, like they're gonna start falling. Like Betty White just died. You know, I know you said you didn't know who she was, man, but she's hilarious.
I have no idea, but I'm gonna Google her right now.
Yeah, she's a hilarious comedian. She beloved, like she was always funny. Could just go to toe to toe with the best of them, man. She was in a couple of roasts. Like she was all about it. Best known for Golden Girls. She was the funny, like silly sister. But like all of these people that we've seen grow up, like Hillary Duff, bro, she's banging.
Is she still pretty hot?
Oh, beautiful, man.
Hillary Duff.
Yeah.
Oh, Hillary Duff. Yeah, she
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
that movie where she was a cadet, right? Is that
Well,
Hillary
that,
Duff?
but her main one was Lizzie McGuire.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, dude, she is beautiful. Marry her in a
Hillary
heartbeat.
Duff. Dude, when you mentioned the Fast and the Furious, well, okay, at least now I know what Betty White looks like. I had no idea what that is. But when you mentioned Fast and the Furious, I thought you were going to tell me that Vin Diesel's gay. I'm like, that would have ruined it for me. Like, I don't care.
No.
But I don't know if he is gay though. People have said, I've heard many times people say, "Oh yeah, Vin Diesel's got a boyfriend," but
I mean, he's in Hollywood. I wouldn't be surprised. You know.
Yeah, that wouldn't ruin the movie for me. I don't care.
No. It was Paul Walker, man.
But if Vin Diesel had a 16-year-old boyfriend, that'd be different.
Enrique Iglesias.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's so weird.
It's family.
Surprised. Never heard anything about that.
I was shocked too.
Oh yeah, Hillary Duff's a cutie,
Yeah.
dude. You know who I think is super hot is Jennifer Aniston.
Who doesn't think Jennifer
Jennifer
Aniston's super hot?
Aniston, like every 2 years, she becomes a little bit hotter.
See, I feel
I
like
don't know how.
I feel like she plateaued and is
She
going
didn't
down now.
plateau.
I've
Is she going down?
it
I haven't seen her since Horrible Bosses.
so okay, horrible.
Golly,
like
she was hot in Horrible Bosses.
amazing. What about the one Meet the Millers when she does the like strip?
Oh yeah,
thing?
she was pretty hot. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amazing movie.
Dude, she's so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that when in that era, when you see her then and you see her now, I feel like she got some work done, maybe some Botox in her face,
That's fine.
and it's a downer for me
Oh, she can get all the
because she was
Botox
just
wants.
like she
It's
was
all
just
good.
peaking. Like I was like, oh, you're beautiful, and
Oh,
then like she's
yeah.
still attractive.
Yeah,
But
she's attractive.
in comparison to the way that her face looks, it looks like it doesn't move anymore when she talks and smiles. And so, like when she smiles, it's a little weird now to me,
Mm.
comparable to what it was at like Meet the Millers or like the Adam Sandler movies that she's done and the one that you mentioned.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, no, not Adam Sandler. Who's that guy? I'm thinking Ozark. When's the
Ozark?
new season going to come out? We've been waiting forever on the new season.
You know, I started it and I quit like
Don't
first season.
take that back.
I did.
Take that back.
I did. I'm sorry. I never watched it. I got into it. It was kind of cool, but like the other one, the from American Pie, the guy with the bushy. Is that the same
I don't
one?
think I've ever seen American Pie.
Really?
No.
Oh, you have to. Classics. Instant classics for sure. It's hilarious because like you look back at that stuff that they were doing and it's so innocent compared to what kids do nowadays. For sure.
Dude, kids nowadays are savages.
Oh,
They're animals. They're
absolute animals.
Who from our time was getting blowjobs in the 6th grade?
There was very few. There was
Dude,
very few for sure. It's like a norm now. It's a norm.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, they're teaching sex ed younger and younger. In some states, they're teaching that gender, whatever they call it, education, like where you get to choose. Where they're teaching kids like, oh well, you're not really, you're not necessarily straight or gay. What you need to do is go suck some dick, see if you like it. Then you go down on a girl, see which one you like better, and that's how you decide which one you prefer. And it's just like, this is dumb.
Better put some ketchup on
This
it.
is pretty. What?
It's because so Rodney Carrington is a comedian. He kind of fell off, but he has a great Night at the Majestic.
Put some ketchup.
Yeah, and he has a joke where he talks about like he's like, me and this guy were at this bar, a friend of mine, and he's like, you ever lock eyes with somebody and you lock a little too long and you kind of like you don't know how to like look away because then it's awkward because you're staring at each other. He goes, and I like this guy. He's a nice guy. I've known him for a long time. And he goes, hey Rodney, you should try it sometime. He goes, try what? He goes, try being gay. And he goes, I don't think that's something you try. And he goes, no, you should try it. And he's like, I don't think you try dick. I don't think that's something you try. He goes, I could just imagine to myself, if I ever tried it. He goes, I don't think I could ever find happiness ever again. I'd be on a roller coaster and be like, I shouldn't have tried that dick. And then his buddy looks at him and goes,
Yeah.
you should have put some ketchup on it. Like it would make it any better.
Oh, okay.
Great comedy.
Dude, that's actually I've always said that. There's a clip of me with my buddy Cristobal. Taught one of the times he was on the podcast. It's on the Barbar Clips channel. What is it titled? Where I tell him, it's titled "How Do You Know You Don't Like It?"
Okay.
You don't like how people are like, well, how do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? And I'm like, dude, I don't need to. You don't need to try everything to know that you don't like it. Some things are just intuitive, like hummus. Like I've never had hummus. People always tell me, "What? You're Lebanese? You've never had hummus?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like it." "Oh, but how do you know you don't like it?" I'm like, "Oh my god, have you ever sucked dick?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Well, how do you know you don't like it?"
I mean, I know I don't like getting shot. I don't have to get shot to get.
Yeah, I mean, some things you can just tell. They're intuitive. You know.
I mean, to each your own, but yeah, there's certain parts of life that I think I'll be okay with never experiencing, and that would be one of them.
Sure.
Indefinitely.
Sure.
But.
Yeah. Let's end on that. I figured, when we decided to do this episode today, I told you I'll try to get through an hour.
Yeah.
Because
we hit an hour?
I'm just not. We're at 2.5.
Oh, really?
Because it's been a while. So, and I've coughed enough on this mic. So let's wrap it up, man.
Yeah. Right.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, bro. I'll be around. I'm visiting. I'll be visiting a handful of places. We'll do another one of these for sure. We'll do a 6-month episode where we can.
Sure. Anytime you're in town.
But we'll if you were last thing to lift off of, if you were president, what are the 3 things you would do?
I would ban ranch dressing. I hate ranch dressing. I'd have to think about the other
No,
2.
top 3, just fire them off.
I'd get rid of property taxes,
Okay.
and, I would make PE classes very, very challenging.
Or mandatory.
Well, they're mandatory now, aren't they? But
I don't know, man.
they're just they're a joke.
You know how sad I was when they banned, dodgeball?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I used to destroy kids. You know how awesome it
Why?
was?
It's too violent?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking pussies.
It was the greatest thing ever. Dodgeball was
So if you were president, you would bring back dodgeball?
No, I
What
wouldn't
what
bring
what
back
would be your 3 things?
um, financial literacy. I would reduce the size of the government in general
Yeah.
and personal responsibility.
Mm,
I would try to help people understand like we all start somewhere, you know, some of us start ahead, some of us start below, but it's personal responsibility. I think if our country, if people in general's mentality changes to personal responsibility and we quit trying to make excuses for why stuff is happening and just understand that the choices we make cause and effect to everything and just focus on solutions rather than the problems, that we could just get a lot better. I mean, I think everybody in general would increase their happiness and just overall because it's not an excuse for this or that, you know. You
I
can
think so.
so like my biggest one is personal responsibility. That's like number one.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Being able to instill that in people, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
That's
That
what
and
Jordan Peterson
finance.
always talks about, and
Yeah.
Jocko Willink.
And financial understanding, you know, it's just so many people don't know what interest is or how to move their money around, how to make their money work for them. And those kind of things. They just follow very little and live paycheck to paycheck. And it's hard to end that cycle if you don't even know where to start.
Sure.
You know. So I think those 2 things alone, if anybody just started teaching that to people, we'd be in a lot better place.
I
Because
think so.
I think that's how you and I are. We have a good knowledge and we take the time to understand and research so that we can better ourselves with the money that we do have so we can grow it. But if you don't have any idea how to do that, you know, you buy
Yeah.
dumb shit.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much. Boom.
all right.
It's a wrap.